watch the panel parade. Each one's got a super-no acolyte, talking in circles till heads collide. They're the clowns of reason on a carnival ride. Oh, the circus is in town tonight, spinning nonsense under the spotlight. Big words, small minds, what a glorious sight. Round and round they go. Who's wrong, who's right? They juggle opinions like flaming pies, tripping on logic with pie in their eyes. The questions asked, they dodge like pros, but their arguments wobble like dominoes. Cue the laughter, cue the cheer. The fools are loud, the truth unclear. Oh, the circus is in town tonight, spinning nonsense under the spotlight. Big words, small minds, what a glorious sight. Round and round they go. Who's wrong, who's right?
Smoky Man Bad.
The man with the bow tie waves his arms like a kite. The lady in red says the moon is bright. Someone shouts back, another throws shade, and the crowd goes wild for the mess they've made. The circus is in town tonight. Spinning nonsense under the spotlight. Big words, small minds, what a glorious sight. Round and round they go. Who's wrong, who's right?
Ben, I've been sitting back there for the last 15 minutes. I see you back there now. And I sat there thinking, I was like, where the fuck is Ben? He's not here. He's always here. Ben! I love you so much. I felt so lonely, Ben. I felt so lonely because you're always backstage before me. And tonight I beat you. I was on time. I did everything I was supposed to do. I was a good girl. Okay. Shout out to Mater Nation. I'm so excited to have you back and here tonight. We put together impromptu grab bag topic. Anything you want to talk about, it is yours tonight. All right. I am content out. That means I've been working with, oh, my light's turned. That's why it's not so bright. I've been working with Gibbs today. I've been working with other people today. I've been like I sent a bunch of emails last night. I am pooped out. So I said, nope, we're just going to do open panel grab bag topic. If you guys want it, you can absolutely have it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going back to the old school. Open the gate to hell. If you want your grab bag open panel, if you want that link in the chat, you know what to do. This can be an absolute team effort. You can all beg and plead to the bigger people who spend bigger money to just hit it real fast. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. But I'm not opening the floodgates until you do that thing. All right. In the midst of that, while you're figuring that one out, I have a homework assignment for every single one of you. I've been thinking about this. Yes, thank you, Ben. This is why I love this man backstage. This is why you had to be here earlier, Ben. You weren't here. This is why I love him. Hashtag Vegas, every single donation. This is the final hit because Mr. Tom Carpenter said he would match every dono up to $1,000. That's a big hit. You're doubling your money to me. It's not that hard. Why would you not want to do it? So yes, hashtag Vegas, every dono that you want to throw in the door. In the meantime, you all have a homework assignment. Number 1, did you hit the like button? That's very important. It helps the algorithm. It helps me. It pushes this show out further so we can more eyeballs on it so that we can do more things, X, Y, Z, so on and so forth. All right. Number 2, did you share this show out? There's a lot of you in a lot of Discords. You have Twitter. You have Instagram. Instagram, you have Facebook, you have your mom, and you definitely have your dad. He's going to think I'm cute as a button. So just hit the share button, send it out to someone. That will also boost our algorithm because it'll be like, why is everybody sharing this? This is great. All right. We want to do that. Number 3. Sorry, I need coffee. Number 3, you have a homework assignment to do over the weekend. Okay. This one's very important to me. Since we won't be necessarily streaming any debates or Sleepy Tomato or anything, I'd like each and every one of you to go back to your most memorable favorite show. You already know what it is. You can sit here and say, oh yeah, that one time when such and such said this to such and such. Okay. You're going to go back to that show. All right. You're going to find that moment that meant something to you. You're going to clip it and ship it to me. You can do that on Discord, Instagram, X, whatever. I don't care. Any means of communication you have with me, that's how you do it. You can also leave a comment with a timestamp, memorable moment, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's helpful too. But I know if you all do that, it won't show me all of them, right? Does that make sense? So it's why that's most important. If you really want to get it to me, you need to send it via Captain Tazariak. Here, I'm gonna do something special. If you want, is that the real cat? Let me make sure that's you. Yes, that's you. All right, this one's just for Captain T. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Captain T, I'll tell you what, you come up and you give me the topic. And we will rage bait the shit out of this panel and get more eyeballs. You can dual stream per usual, sir. As always, that's what we are here. Sharing is caring. But you come up, you bring the topic, we'll have a good old time. Anyways, it's very important to me, all of you maters, okay? I need all of my maters to go find, take your time. I'm still giving their homework assignment. 15 minutes, that's perfect. You have to go find your most memorable moment. I need that. This is important for a project. I want to know your favorite moment. All right. Not my favorite moment, not what I think is most clippable, most viral, most this, make that, whatever. I want your favorite moment. You can give me multiples. All right. If you're like, but I can't decide because Sarah's so amazing and everything she does here is so good and all the content is gold. I can't pick. Send them all. Send them all. I'll take all of them. I want to know what your favorite time here at the Raging Tomato or Gauntlet or Sleepy Tomato, whichever one you want. Doesn't matter. It's all our content here, Mater Nation. All right. But I need you. I want you to want me. I need you to send me those clips. It's a project that is paired up with the Vegas trip, but I need all of those clips before I get back. Okay. All right. That's what I need. So write that down. You have a homework. We're not going to be we're not going to be hosting debates for the next, 5, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Well, yeah, Thursday we'll be back. 5 days without debates and panels and all that fun stuff. All right. You might get some IRL stuff, whatever, but it's not going to be the regular thing. Okay. There it is. Hashtag Vegas. A shout out to Howard. Shout out to Howard. He says hashtag Vegas because we're going to finish the night off with every hashtag Vegas we possibly can. And Mr. Tom Carpenter sends 50 over at the Cash App side. And he says half marathon. All right. You guys are officially 6 in. All right. You have 6 in. You only need 4 more now. You only need 4 more. That's it. That's easy. All right, we can all do this. So 4 more of what Howard just sent, and we're happy camping, and you can all have that link, except for Teriak. Oh my God. Now I'm messing up my names. Teriak hasn't been here in forever. I don't think he likes us anymore, but except for Captain Tazariak, he can access that link anytime he wants, and he will bring our first topic, and I think it'll be fun. He's probably finishing up. I wonder, were you watching from the toilet, Captain T? Is that why you're like, give me 15 minutes, I got to pinch it and go? Is that what happened? I'm guessing that's what. Don't forget to wash your hands. All right, that's all I'll say. Shout out to Howard. LFA. There is my favorite my favorite LFA moment over here, actually. Over here was when he was on my show and he's like, "All right, we got to close this show out. It's time to go." And I was like, "You don't get to say that here." It was when I first started live streaming. He was so used to being on his show and he was able to shut it down whatever he wanted, and I'm like, "No. I get to say that this time." And that was probably my favorite LFA moment. Crack-a-lackin', I love you so much. I don't know if any of those are still here. I moved a lot of stuff over to Rumble, to a private account, to archive, but I'll try to go find it. I don't remember where it was that he came in on. Well, Captain Tazariak said he'll pop on in about 15 minutes, so it's probably going to be something like white people suck. I'm all right with it. He wants to trigger everyone. Effigy, did you not hear that link was for Captain T only? Captain T only. You guys have not been released the link yet because you have 4 more donos to goal. To goal. 4 more donos to goal. But yeah, we'll be debating here shortly. Bat Fricker maybe doesn't like people pooping. I don't know. Maybe it was me talking about Captain T pinching it. I don't know. She's in a totally different space, sir. All right, so he'll be here in 15 or so, less than that now. Come to visit me in Russia. No, it's all right. Thank you, though. Appreciate the offer. All right. When I met my wife after I got out of the service, best time ever. What does that have to do with anything? We're just waiting for Captain T is going to jump in here shortly, but also they need to send in 4 more donos to release the gauntlet so that they can have their open panel so that they can hit a topic. Did anyone else see what happened with the gentleman? I was just talking about this with my mom today, and I actually went and watched the video because I was like, "Oh, I actually want to see what was happening." The gentleman who took his 2 daughters into the woman's restroom. Now, he, of course, knocked before he entered, right, and made sure there were no other women in there, which I think is reasonable. But he took his 2 daughters into the restroom. Oh, we'll find one. Don't worry. Don't worry, Captain T. We'll get one for you. That's all right. We will pull one out of you very quickly. Just say white people suck. It'll work. It'll work. I washed it. I washed my hair for the trip. That'll work. All right. Spin. Wait, what just came in? Yeah, there it is. Spin sent in a big 20. He's ready for open panel, and I'm sure he's locked and loaded with a topic too. And if Captain T and Spin get on the screen together, this could be even more interesting. Spin says, #Vegas. Now they need 2. Correct. You only need 2 more donos. Somebody's got $10. Another somebody's got $10, and boom, you are in to win, and you can access that link and jump backstage, and we'll have open panel craziness. All right. Okay. But anyways, the father who took his 2 daughters into the restroom. He was traveling from Florida to Oklahoma, pulled over to a QT. Little girl's got to go potty. They were both, I believe, under the age of 7 or so, something along those lines. Fuck you, James. Fuck you so much. I'm counting it. I'm counting it, James, because fuck your goal. I love you. 985. You know what, though? You know what's cool? Do you know why I can count it? Because what Howard sent up here actually ended up being like $12. So I get to count this one in. All right. I get to count it, James. Wah, wah, wah. Joke's on you, James. I love you so much. God, I love my people so much. Mater Nation, you always come in with the win every night. Chat always wins because I hand you the wins, okay? It's only because I told you you win. If I don't tell you you win, you're not winning. Anyways, I love you so much. I can do that. That's not a problem. And I like that your thing says Mater King. Okay. That's freaking awesome. Mater King, welcome to Mater Nation. I am the queen. Hello, my friend. Happily, I will make you a sandwich just because of your name. Vibe sends, I'm guessing this is 20 of something. I don't know. It's orange. He says, topic might make right or right makes might. Carry over from Gibbs. All right, done. Well, I think ding, 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 you have completed your goal. So we're going to go ahead and open the panel. Mind you, there's one thing. I am going to save a seat for Captain T since he hit the chat and he's going to be joining us. So I will reserve a seat for him. So if 9 of you show up, okay, whoever's last in line will unfortunately have to give up their seat when Captain T jumps in, okay? So are your clickers ready? Those who want to join the panel, are you ready? I'm going to drop the link here in a second. You got to be fast. You got to be fast. Effigy, I know you're already ready. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Deep. There it is. Hit it. Howard says, more hashtag Vegas. My favorite moments got to be from the unhinged Hormaxer. Which one? Which one? There's so many of them. There's so many moments of Hormaxer, and it is now officially your job, Howard, to go find which Hormaxer episode was your favorite and let me know. Send it to Ben, send it to someone who can get it to us, or drop it in our Discord, wherever you got to send it to. Do it there. So far backstage, we've got Mr. Balderson, my hero, Effigy, Aunt Clay. Who else? The latest one. We just reviewed it yesterday on the Sleepy Tomato, actually, because it was from our We're Going to Vegas stream, and the Hormaxer actually saw that I was going to Vegas, and he came on to my show and asked if I would meet up with him and drain his balls, and if I would like to be the first person to do OnlyFans content with him, and which I very kindly, sternly rejected, and he got very upset about it. And got mad at everyone and threw a big fit and all of those things, yada, yada, yada. And it was quite, we just reviewed it the other day over on Sleepy Tomato, but it's from the Vegas announcement. It should say announcement stream. So if you want to, that's the latest. But if there's another one, Howard, out there that you like the most, go ahead and find it, and we'll go from there. All right, backstage, I've got Balderson, Effigy, Ant, Clay, Spin, Calvin. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay, my rule was always 5. Here we go. Are you ready to meet your panel? And we will graciously await for Captain T. I find that exciting. If he wants to jump on a panel, we're going to have some fun with him and make some content. And Spin, I know, is going to have even more fun. All right. Oh, wait, hold on. Did I miss one? Spin said to he sent in 5. It's saying Spin is talking directly to you, James. He says, make up the difference with this $5 bill. Fuck your goal. Fuck your goal, James. All right. While I'm bringing on the panel, nothing but tomatoes and fuck your goal in the chat. Here we go.
Fuck you, James, and fuck you.
Fuck you, James. But Piccolina is in the chat. Hello to you, Piccolina. I'm so excited you're here, my fine little furry friend. Shout out to you. I hope you're getting lots of little kitty rubs on your head and belly and all that fun stuff. We love you. All right, gentlemen. Did anybody else watch or is caught up on the gentleman who brought his two daughters into the restroom? Did anybody else
I watched that video. Yeah.
All right. No, Calvin, talk. It looks like you're trying to talk. Hit the unmute button on your actual mic or turn the volume up. I think that was the fix last time. It's got to be something on your mic or something. All right. Effigy, quick thoughts on it. What do you think?
I mean, I've seen guys do exactly what this guy's done plenty of times. I think for the girls themselves, it is easier for them to go into a women's restroom and have women walk into it. It may be uncomfortable for the dad, but I think it's less comfortable for the kids. I think he did whatever he could in that situation to let his girls use the bathroom. And the real villain was the dude who was making a huge deal out of it, as though some guy wanting to keep an eye on his kids in the girls' bathroom. It's just them. And giving not like forcing people or telling people to go away. He was just like, hey, give me a second, my kid's in there. Who hasn't encountered that situation? Like, just show a little grace, be cool about it. It's not like he's trying to like grape children in the bathroom.
Right.
I think this is just a Karen situation.
Very much. They were, as my mom said, he was being a male Karen. So I'm guessing that is probably a word being utilized very much around on this guy. I heard he lost his job too. Did anybody else hear that? Not the father, but the male Karen. Anybody else? Yeah, you heard that too. I'm not even mad at that, right? I can't even shame it, because in that moment, it's like all you had to do was wait 2 minutes for the gentleman to finish helping his daughters wash their hands and let them, leave. It wasn't that big of a deal. And I had the thought process of, if the man or if the father was to take his daughters into the men's bathroom, my theory was, well, the girls could be scarred very quickly because you guys don't have the stalls around the urinals, right? All it takes is for one asshole to turn around and whip it while the little girls are washing their hands or something, and that would scar the girls for life. I know there's like 1 or 2 stalls maybe in a male bathroom, but even at that, like most of what you guys are doing is in a urinal, right, and pretty open space.
Yeah, and I don't see how anyone could argue that it was the better of two options to bring the 2 little girls into the men's restroom. I think any guy was like, no, because we do just walk up to urinals. It's an open thing. So no, we don't want to have kids around that, like not little girls.
Right, right. And how would you feel, right, being a man and then 2 little girls walk in while you're sitting there at the urinal?
I would quickly exit the restroom.
Exactly. So
I feel like you should walk in and ask people to leave if you're going to do this, just so you don't have these kind of situations.
Exactly. And I find it odd that Captain T, hello, how are you? Yeah, your mic low.
Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Oh, it's perfect now.
Okay, I had to pause the live stream to join, so I didn't hear myself twice. How you guys doing today?
We're doing good. Did you hear about the gentleman taking his 2 young daughters into the restroom?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Did you have any
in the women's restroom, right? I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I heard about that. That's man, if that was a woman and that woman took a boy child into the women's bathroom, everybody would understand, because it's a child. It's not about the parent at that point.
Right.
So, what's the option? To trust. The only option, when you think about it, the only option that he would have is maybe trusting a female to take his daughter in there, but then he would have to trust a perfect stranger.
Right. And
Really,
that's
like a
even
no
more
win.
dangerous. That's
Yeah,
even
it's like
more
a no-win
dangerous.
situation for him. So
Or
Well,
just stand guard at the door and the exact same situation would happen. He would have just been outside the door telling people, you can't come in. My girls are in there.
exactly. But I
that's
believe
what
he
I'm saying.
had
So
to
it was a
help.
no-win situation either way.
I believe he had to help the youngest be able to reach to wash her hands, though. Like, I think the youngest was not very independent in that aspect, right? So, like, he could let the eldest take the youngest in and hope it works out, right?
Right.
Or he can knock, as I believe he said he did. He knocked, made sure no other women were in there. Took his daughters in, took them to the restroom, and then took them to wash their hands, and was literally in the final moments of getting ready to leave when the male Karen came in and just had a jackassery of a response to it. I don't know anyone with children who would think that was a bad thing. Like, I just don't. I mean, it didn't make any sense. I would rather, especially for my daughter when she was younger, I would much rather her father taken her into a woman's restroom than to take her into the men's restroom if he so choose to do that, depending on where you are and what's going on.
Quick question. Mel Karen, was he a straight man or was he like a homo?
I believe he was there with his wife.
Yeah, it was his wife who needed to use the bathroom.
And his mother or mother-in-law.
I think that's kind of worse if he's a straight man and you don't have that sense of awareness. Maybe he doesn't have kids to where you don't want to endanger the child. Because I don't see a scenario.
I think it was the lady who was making hay about it, and he was the one like with her.
Oh, so he was a bitch for his wife.
Or just didn't have any common sense in that. It just doesn't, I don't know. It was very irritating. I didn't quite understand it. Why any person would pitch a fit over that. Or even more so, what if you are a man and you are, let's say your wife is in a wheelchair, right? And she needs assistance getting into the restroom and going through, the all of that whole process, and she can't do it by herself. Are you going to take your wife into the men's restroom and wheel her in there and try to do it there? Or are you going to take her into the women's restroom where there's more privacy and there's not dicks moving around in front of urinals, right? And try to assist her in there. Go ahead, Clay.
Can I point out that in order for this man to know that there's a man in the women's restroom in order to protect females, in order for that man to protect the females that he's complaining about, he has to actually go into that women's restroom. So I was watching the video. So he's actually standing in the doorway along with whichever female it is that he's white knighting for. I don't have a problem with the white knighting, but I do have a problem with what the white knighting is for. So he's literally doing exactly what he's complaining about.
All right.
Did you notice that? He's literally going into the women's bathroom to protect the female, which is exactly what Dad is doing.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because he was standing there specifically with the door open, impeding on the young girl's time in the restroom, which is even more fucked up. Yeah, so I agree.
Now it becomes a little creepy.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I believe there was a lady in the red shirt in the video, and to my understanding, she was actually the attendant at the Quick Trip. And I think she was siding with the father of the girls and was just trying to be there to ensure nothing was happening, right? And the guy wasn't going too far, but yeah, he actually called the cops. The male Karen called the cops, made a big deal about it, and then the cops came and actually sided with the father as well. Like, way to make yourself look like a total butthead in front of everyone, and all for what? All for what? All right, Spin, what you got? A good topic? Anything? No? Yes? No? No? All right, Captain T, I want to ask you, do you know anything about Mike? Check. Is your audio going into your headphones, or is it coming out through your speakers? I think we had this issue before.
Yeah, let me double check. Double check. No, yeah, it's coming through. So I hear you fine in real time. So it is coming through my Rodecaster. I use a Rodecaster mixer. So it is set up to come through.
Was anybody else getting feedback, or maybe that was just me?
Just getting
No,
echo.
I can double
Small
check
echo.
and make sure I have my noise cancellation on. Sometimes I have to make sure. Yeah, I have that on.
Okay, all right, we'll roll with it. I hear it a little bit, but it's no, I hear it a lot of bit. Oh well, we'll roll with
And
it.
come back. Maybe sometimes I have to do that when but I can leave and come back if you want.
Okay, go for it.
All right, no problem. I'll leave and come right back.
Does anybody on here have any type of sentiment towards the male Karen, or any reason to play devil's advocate against the father taking his two daughters into the ladies' restroom?
Sarah, I have 4 daughters. Do you know how many times that I've been in a female restroom?
I just can't. I don't think it's that weird, because we allow caregivers of the opposite gender to help the person they're giving care to in public restrooms. This is no different. Just
Right.
I mean,
different type of incapacitation.
if there was not a family restroom available,
Testing.
I mean,
We hear you, Calvin.
seriously, who cares?
Look, sometimes in a relationship, your significant other is going to go off the rails, and you just need to fucking tell that person, even if you're in public, hey, you're going off the fucking rails. You need to calm the fuck down. I think that's really what this comes down to.
Yeah.
I mean, this dude's woman was going fucking stupid because she really needed to pee, and so she wanted to make a scene, and that man just needed to be like, girl, you need to fucking chill. Just let the dude get through his shit, and we will be in that bathroom faster than if you make a scene.
Ooh, that brings me to a good thought. When men don't put their women in place. There you
Eric,
go.
like,
It
bring
doesn't have
back
to be
the
one
rule
way.
of
This can
thumb.
be either way. This
Bring
can
back
be
the
either way.
rule of thumb.
All right. Okay, let's go.
Notice how I said significant other, not just man and woman. This can go either way. This is just when you're with a partner and either one is going off the rails. Sometimes your significant other needs to check you because they're the only one who can in that situation.
But what if that, or what if you go the other direction and you're supporting your significant other no matter what, whether they're wrong or right?
Well, then you both take the ride to jail.
All right. Well, what do we think?
I have a
I
question.
think city people are fucking nuts about the bathroom. It's a basic function we all do numerous times a day, and people have gotten so wildly uptight about it that they can't just go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I have a
What-
question.
I get
Well-
it with changing rooms. I just don't understand the big deal about a bathroom.
But that's the
But let's
Because
shift the
people don't know
topic.
girls fart.
We don't.
Look, it's
too.
all dumb. We could easily solve all of our fucking problems if we would just make bathrooms like Europe does, to where they're all just like a room with a door. Every stall is a room with a lockable door. No more of this women's restroom, men's room. We just have one big fucking room, and it's nothing but doors that lock. And everybody gets their own little room. Go in there, you do your business, lock your door, then come out. And we all wash our hands in the same place. Who cares?
This is a private establishment too, so really it doesn't fucking matter whether it was a women's bathroom, men's bathroom, family bathroom, transgender bathroom. When the attendant came in and started siding with the father, that motherfucker needs to take a fucking hike, and the police have no business there.
Okay, but let's poke the let's poke into the let's shift the topic. Your significant other is in this moment, right? And you have an option. You can either back them up and fully support them and make a scene trying to ensure that their needs are met in whatever capacity, or you can look at the bitch and say, "Shut the fuck up, sit down, it's all right." At what point
Sarah's
does
trying
that?
so hard to red pill this topic.
I am. At what point does that become like, do you cross the line? Like, do you completely support your spouse no matter what? Or do you put them in their place in the moment because whatever they're saying is just fucking stupid or delusional.
I think in a normal, if you walk into a woman's bathroom and you see a man, the normal reaction is to respond the way a woman would respond. But once you find out the reason why this man is in the bathroom, then whatever notions you had, he's not a creep. He's just protecting his daughter. So at some point, common sense has to set in. So that man's husband has to tell her, hey, if that was me with my daughter, I would want to do the same thing. Because if you walk into a men's stall, the men's bathroom has open urinals. So you run the risk of your young daughter seeing a man's rod. Ain't no telling what type of freak shit they doing in the bathroom. Whereas women's bathrooms, they're all closed off. So there's a sense of privacy in there. So I can understand the initial reaction seeing a man in a woman's bathroom, but once you understand the reason, if you're still doing it after that, that point makes no sense. And that husband should have told her, like you said, shut the fuck up. That's what he should have did. But most husbands are weak with their women. They won't say shut the fuck up.
All right. There's a claim.
Yeah.
Why are men weak with their women? Why are they not telling them to shut the fuck up more?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of white men are like that.
I have a
I told
question.
you. I told you. I should have said white people suck, and where we go, we're good.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I've
well,
never met a
you know
whipped
what?
black
There are a
man,
lot of
sure.
black men bitches out there too. So
Oh, Jesus,
I have a-
man, go on.
take your fucking bullshit somewhere,
I
dude.
just came from Black Pride, Juneteenth. So
I got it
Got a
triggered
whole
already.
Hey,
Going
Juneteenth is
on.
for all of us, Clay. It's for all of us. It's Freedom Day.
well, you know what? I filmed the shit. Okay, that's all I do.
I have a
Fair
question.
enough. Yeah, go ahead.
So, being that I would hate to bring up this topic because it's just infamous on this panel, but being that we are in this age of sensitivity with trans people, do you think that was the reason why she kind of went off? She thought it was a trans man, that it wasn't really a man inside.
Yeah,
of-
that's why I said the
Oh, yeah.
initial
Okay.
response. I
Okay.
think she has every right to have an initial response. I think that's
No,
natural.
Motherfuckers, you're talking my language.
But then
Yeah.
once you find out the reasoning, the response got to go away.
Yeah, Calvin,
I-
if what you're
I
saying is
think
that
it
right
did.
wingers have been made to be irrationally afraid of shit. Yes,
Too
yes, you were right.
overly-
Especially old right
overly
wingers,
react.
irrational, afraid.
Overly sensitive, right? Instead of taking the moment to see what was happening and just saying, "Oh my God, there's a man in the bathroom," right? Like she overreacted, became overly sensitive, and her husband became overly vigilante.
I wonder if that man was a man that identified as a woman, if she'd have had the same response.
Sure.
That's what I wonder.
I don't think it's political. I don't think it's right wing, left wing. I think it's just a dipshit.
I got a daughter, but when she was young, I had to make that decision out in public, out in malls and stuff like that. What I came up with, which was probably just as silly, I would find a chick who I thought looked responsible and ask if she'd go in the bathroom with my kid. But I could just as easily see someone hovering at the door or thinking what I did was irresponsible.
Yeah, because then you wonder the whole time you trying to trust that this woman is a good
Yes.
woman. You don't know it from a
So
can
who's
of
to say my shit is any better than the others?
Yeah, real talk.
You know, even now, my son is 11, and there's sometimes, depending on where we are, I won't let him even go in the men's bathroom by himself. He's 11.
Right.
Now,
So you take him
like,
in the women's bathroom with you?
I take him in the women's bathroom. It depends on where we are, right?
Yeah.
Are we local and close to home where like it's my element, I'm more
Yeah.
familiar. But even sometimes when he goes into the men's bathroom, if I'm kind of like, I'll sit there by the door and I start counting, right? And I have a count And if he's not out by that count, I'm going in. I don't care. Like you have 60 seconds, right? Because you guys do this pretty quick. You can pee, wash your hands, and be out in 60
I
seconds.
can put my tea in the microwave. It takes 2 minutes. I come back after peeing. There's still time on the clock. So you are absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah. So 60 seconds, and I'm sitting by the door. I'm listening for, it screams this, that. I don't know, but like it's unnerving because I don't know. I don't know what's in there, and I don't feel comfortable. It's just people are weird nowadays. But if we are traveling or if we're out of our element and we're somewhere where I'm like, nope, don't trust it. I just take him in the bathroom with me. He fights me on it. He's like, come on, mom. And I'm like, nope, you're my baby. And I'm not, I don't trust it. Like, I just not going to do it. So, yep. But I think there is a sensitivity to that. I think more people are hypervigilant was the word I was looking for earlier.
Hyper-focused.
I blame all these gay
hypervigilant.
niggas. Look, I mean, I say the N word. Yeah, it might be a little touchy. I blame the gay community for all this. It's the gay community's fault.
Well,
That's
okay,
what's-
we could say they opened the
explain that
floodgates,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
And
I
then
mean,
explain that
you had
comment.
an argument with trans, but gay, I want to hear how you got there.
There's
Yeah.
no difference between gay and trans. That's your problem.
Yeah, explain that shit too. Then
What's the difference between gay and trans? Tell me that.
One of them dressing up different.
Gay just has sexual feelings toward their own sex. Trans believes they're the other sex or attempt to be the other sex.
But they're still having sex with the same sex, right?
not necessarily.
That's cap.
A trans person can have sex with someone the same sex or opposite sex either way. You can have a quote unquote straight trans person, gay trans person. It's just it's a completely
represent
different
the reason
thing.
why that woman and husband had that problem with their father.
No, the absolute ignorance and bullshit
when I say it's all
the
the same,
comment
just so
like you
you
just
understand-
said is why that old couple just did that. The misinformation and the fear mongering about gay and trans people are the whole fucking reason this old couple was irrational about a fucking bathroom. That's only right wingers who are irrational about fucking bathrooms.
I'm gonna tell you why it's all the same.
Fuck you and your right and left bullshit effigy. Shut the fuck up.
From the guy who calls everybody libtards.
He on my
All right,
side.
hold on,
Very
hold on,
good.
hold
American is
on,
on my
you're all
side.
going.
That's crazy.
Go ahead, Captain T. I didn't hear what you were
I was
saying.
gonna say the reason why I say it's all the same because it's all a mental defect. Before 1973, homosexuality of any kind was classified as a mental defect. And it wasn't until them gay individuals crashed the party in San Francisco in the 70s and forced them to take it off the DSM then it became the norm. Before it was transgender, they were called transvestites. This is not new. And it was all the same.
Transsexuals,
So-
not transvestites. Transvestites is where
Transvestite and transsexual is the same thing.
no, they're not.
No.
Yes, it is.
Well,
The
hold
only
on,
difference
hold on,
is
hold
the
on.
having
It's-
the operation.
A transvestite
Yes, it
is
is.
just a man who likes to wear women's clothing. It does
If
not
a man
insinuate that he has a problem with his own
identifies
body.
as a woman-
Or a woman who likes
if I
wearing
could real fast,
men's clothing.
if a man identified as a woman, RuPaul was called a transvestite. Today he would be called a transgender. It's no different. Stop that. You represent
That's a good
whoever's
point.
trying to make a difference between a transvestite and transgender. You're the problem.
No,
Yeah,
you
that's
can be
actually
straight.
no.
Because
Hold
the
on,
words
that's
have
a
literal
hold
different
on,
meanings.
Hold on, that's a good point because isn't it defined as like I identify as something else than what I am by a lot? This is the argument you guys literally make all the time.
Right.
That's transgender. Transvestite just
Look,
is
Only 2
what-
seconds.
Words
Sarah,
have meanings.
Sarah,
Let me
Transvestite
clarify
just means
this.
vestments are the
Let
things
me
you
break
wear.
it down
Trans
real quick for you.
wears the
2 seconds.
clothings of women. That's it.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
we know.
We know.
Hold on,
But
hold
you
on,
know what they
hold on,
do?
one at a time. Hold on, I didn't hear anything effigy says. So let's go effigy, spin, then Clay. Okay. Go.
Transvestite comes from the word vestments, as in the clothes you wear. Transvestite is simply a man who wears women's clothing or a female who wears male clothing. That's it. It has just to do with the clothing. Transgenderism has to do with the body dysmorphia a person feels about their body and what their body should be, not the kind of clothes they wear.
That's called a remix.
No, it's not.
That's what you're talking about. That's just a remix. All
No,
it
it's
is just a remix. It's the same thing.
It's not the
A
same thing.
man puts on women's clothes, never cuts his penis off, but puts on a women's clothes, and you would never look at a man in women's clothes that calls himself a
With a dick.
transvestite, and a man that has women's clothes that calls himself a transgender. you would never look at them as any different.
A transvestite
If
is
a
not
man
necessarily
wears
a person who
woman's
walks
clothes-
around wearing women's clothing in public, though.
If a
I
man
am-
wears
that's
women's
not-
clothes,
that's
does
not-
he not
that's not-
identify?
in private, dude.
Hold on.
Come
Let's
on.
let Clay go. Clay didn't get his chance. Go ahead, Clay.
Okay.
Hey, Clay.
So there's only two sexes, okay? Male, female. You admit that. But when it comes to gender, all of a sudden, now there's a spectrum. And in the spectrum of gender, there's still only two sexes. You're playing between two sexes. It's either male or female. So whether it's clothing or cutting your junk off or this or that, it's still only two sexes. That's why we're saying it's the same thing. Because it's only two sexes. What other sexes are there?
Because
Now
a
we gotta play
transvestite doesn't
make-believe
think that
with
they are
these
the
people.
opposite sex.
This
They
is
just like
everyday
wearing the other
Halloween.
sex's
It's only two
clothing.
sexes.
That's,
It's like
yes, but
Halloween
that's
every
beside
day.
the point.
I will break it down for you very, very quickly. Very quickly. If it has an apple, it has a fucking banana.
I'm not even disputing that. You just don't understand the terminology.
I understand the terminology. Trans is fake. Period.
Male or female? Is it male or female? Male or female? One or the other.
Male
Gotta
or
know.
female. If you were born biologically a female, motherfucker, you're a fucking female.
Not
If you were born with a fucking dick, you are a male.
I don't disagree.
Period.
I
When
don't
you start
disagree.
cutting
Listen.
body parts off and making open wounds to signify
I'm not talking
what a
about that.
woman has, it's
We're-
fake. It is pure fake. Period.
Captain,
So let me
Captain
ask you
T in
this.
the chat. Captain T in the chat was all like, "I don't know if I don't have a topic to
I
bring."
don't. I came in on
I
y'all
have-
topic. Sarah, I just ad-libbed on y'all topic. That's it.
That's what we do here.
It does
Yeah,
tend
we
to
That,
do
be-
that
that.
right there is
I'm just
exactly
good.
what we do. Let's see.
Clarify.
We were just clarifying that
Fake-ass
it's the
motherfucking
definition of transvestite.
clarifying that there's only two
So
sexes.
let me ask you this.
I'm not arguing that.
Jesus.
So then if
Let
there's
me-
only two sexes
Take
and
the
you
bull ring out
play
of your
into
nose,
all
moron.
of the different genders, but there's only two sexes, then where else can you go with this?
Clay,
Is only
I
I identify as king of everything.
Clay, I don't care.
Hey, you know
We're
who
just
I
talking about
blame
the
for
term
all this?
transvestite.
You don't
Hey,
care
you
how
know who
I
you can
identify.
blame?
I got
Hey,
you. See, my
Hold
Hey,
identity.
you want to know who
Hold
was
on,
the
hold on,
first
hold on,
trans
hold on,
people?
hold on. Adam, backstage, can you just back up? Make sure you're not naked. I see your face. You're lovely. Okay, thank you. You're
Jesus
good.
Christ.
Thank
Hey,
you.
you know who was the first trans people? Vegans were the first trans people when you think about it.
Vegans?
Yes,
I don't know about
because vegans said this is no longer broccoli. This is a broccoli steak. This is cauliflower steak. It's no longer just broccoli. So they want me to eat the broccoli as if I'm eating a steak, like as replacing the meat for vegetables. So you can say the land of make believe is what we've lived in for a long time, and that's the transgender world. The transgender world and the homosexual and lesbian.
Did he cut out? Or is that
Yes.
just me?
Froze.
Oh, okay.
I have a question, tangent to what's going on.
Mhm.
So, since the right seems to have a grip on what male and female is, can someone explain to me why is it that we are hearing this thing about Michelle Obama being a man?
Somebody like called her a man pretty much, and then she got mad about it and didn't like it.
On the
No, but
UFC
that's-
event.
Oh,
on
this
the-
is
Yeah,
this
I
is
know.
this is an old thing. Joan Rivers called Michelle Obama a man like 2 weeks before she died. This has
Okay,
been
but-
going on for decades.
So is it a
Not,
joke?
not
or-
an attractive
It's
woman.
a joke.
It's
There's
a
a-
joke. Yeah, it's a
There's a
joke.
handful of people that take it
I
seriously.
mean, you
They're
can call it
retarded.
joke, but it's a definite conspiracy theory on the right, and
Yeah,
a lot of people
I
take it
just, I
seriously.
was just
I
Oh
still
my
don't
God!
care.
Right,
Yeah, there
left,
are
right,
people who
left.
take
That
just about
bitch
anything
your
stupid
retarded fucking
seriously.
Avatar ass and go somewhere else, boy. Jesus.
Kazoom, I'm so excited you're here. Welcome back, my friend. It's been forever. You
Yeah, it's been
with
a while.
the most amazing microphone I've ever heard. I could just listen to you talk all day. My ears would have an orgasm. Go ahead, Kazoom. Tell them what you want to say.
I was just gonna say that I was kind of blown away when someone was saying that there's no difference between someone being gay and someone being trans, and I was just like, "You've got to be kidding me! You can't be that ignorant." But
Is there a difference between to be a slave? Take the bull ring out of your fucking nose, idiot.
It's my fashion sense is none of your business.
Yeah,
I got a
it's
dog
it's
protecting
been
the
12
planet.
years since Joan Rivers called Michelle Obama a man on live TV.
Yeah,
So
this
that's
is like
not
nothing new. It's kind of like a running
It's
thing.
a
I
stupid
sit on
meme that's
panel.
ran forever. It's nothing.
But why?
Yeah.
No, some people.
Yeah,
why-
and yes, there are some people that believe it, but there's a whole group that they call themselves transvestigators, and they think Sandra Bullock's a man, they think The Rock's a woman. Basically, everyone in Hollywood, if you're a boy, you were a girl. If you were a girl, you were a boy. They're fucking nuts. It's just
Mm, interesting.
kinds
They
of
think
crazy
The
people
Rock
out
is
there.
a girl?
Yeah,
I don't know how. I don't ask me to explain these people. I've just seen them.
That would have been the most successful transition ever. Holy shit.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh my
What happened to
goodness.
Cap? Where'd he go?
His stuff like stalled out, so he'll probably be back up.
Oh.
I'm just gonna hold his seat for a minute. I'm sure he'll be here eventually.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for letting me join the panel. I've been watching your streams here and there when I can catch them.
Oh, well, thank you. We're happy to have you.
I was hoping Bryce Shapp would be here.
Oh, Brian Shapiro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he randomly joined the panel. Wednesday night? Well, not randomly, but
Yeah, it was
I
the
like
other night.
sent him the link because Gibbs and what Gibbs was going off. I was like, you might want to in on this.
Mhm.
But he did. He joined for a little bit and had some fun. But
Yeah, I saw a little bit of it.
I was pleasantly surprised to see him on the panels. I think that's great that he's willing to discuss things with people who have radically different views.
No, he
You know,
doesn't.
sometimes on his show,
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I've called
Well,
into his show. I don't mean to cut you off, sir.
I was just going to say
I call
on
his
his
show every day to try to debate him on things, and he does not debate in good faith. He talks over, and he's got his mighty mute button. That's all he's got.
I was just going to
And
try to
it's not
say
that
that
I'm-
on his
sorry,
show
I
he doesn't
apologize.
usually argue in good faith, but when he comes on here, he seemed to be more reasonable.
Well, it's
So-
because he doesn't. Yeah, it's because he doesn't have his mute button, and he can't talk over you and just go on a giant monologue for hours and hours and hours and call you
Fair
a
enough.
buffoon and whatever else he can think of. You know, he's an emotionally stunted little man.
What's going on to anybody's channel who just does kind of a straight call-in show, though? They're always going to have to ride the mute button
Yeah.
because they're going to have to deal with a
Yeah,
fucking
I
bunch of
get
faces
that,
all
but
day.
like if you try to talk to him, he will cut you off as soon as he hears something that you don't like or he doesn't like. He sparags out.
yeah, I agree with
Well,
Clay.
he insults his callers a lot too.
Hold on. I agree with Clay here. Brian's not here to defend himself, and I'm not gonna.
No, I just wanted to say because he said that he argues in good faith. I mean, on his show he doesn't, but I've seen him debate other people where he's very civil.
Yeah, I think a lot of creators in this space, if you are hosting the show, right?
Mhm.
There we go. If you are hosting the show and you get, you have the mute button to play with, like, you know what I mean? Like that's the power.
Oh
right?
no,
You have-
I understand why he does it sometimes because you get it is a radio show and he does get idiots that call in and just want to troll.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. No,
I mean,
yeah,
I try to join these panels because I want to talk and have discussions with people that are different than mine. So I don't
Now,
just live in like a bubble.
Kazoom, I think you mentioned something about what Captain had said earlier. I don't know if you wanted to make that commentary now or if it's fizzled out of your
Well,
brain at this point.
I mean, it's just the notion that attractions are the same thing as someone thinking they're the opposite sex is weird. I don't know how someone could think those are the same thing. I mean, even if you think that,
they are a
even if you
woman
think
and
you
they're a
think
man?
that there's only two sexes, okay, that's fine. But that doesn't mean that someone who has attractions to the same sex thinks that they're the opposite sex. They're just so different.
So you don't think there is anything wrong with a man that thinks he's a woman and a woman that thinks they're a man?
He wasn't even making a case on what was right or wrong. He was stating fundamentally the two terms mean different things.
Yes.
I agree the two terms mean a different thing, but I'm trying to establish if
That was all we were talking about, though.
Okay.
There's a distinction between these two terms, and then someone is saying, "No, there's not."
I mean, I think as much as I don't like saying this, I think there could be some mental illness in someone who thinks they're the opposite sex. Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, there could be some mental illness going on there.
There's no perfect pattern for humanity. There is no one that's going to birth the perfect human. So basically what you're doing is making an argument for
I'm
normalcy.
here. Hello. I am the definition of the perfect human. Thank you. Okay.
Biological reproduction is messy. All kinds of
Yeah, I
things
think I'm the
get
perfect
outside the
human.
norm. So to say that people on that outside are non-normal is just to say that
Doesn't
there
mean
are
it
less
never
than.
happened.
Doesn't mean they shouldn't exist.
Yeah, just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it never happened, right?
What kind of point are you trying to make, Clay?
You're sitting there saying there was never a perfect human being, but just because you don't believe it doesn't mean it never happened.
You know, the Bible says, "Be
There's no
therefore
such thing as
perfect your
perfect.
Father
Yes,
in heaven
exactly.
is
That's what I'm
perfect."
saying. You don't believe it, but that doesn't
No, I
mean
don't. I do
it
not
didn't
believe your fairy tales.
What?
That's
Hold on,
How do you
hold on,
judge
hold
what
on.
perfect
Hold on,
is?
hold on, hold on,
That's not
hold
my
on, hold
problem.
on,
It's not my
hold
problem.
on. Can you? Everyone can hear me, right?
Yes.
Because I know when I talk, that usually means that everybody else just stops for a moment. Captain, turn your mic up a little bit on your end.
Yeah,
You're coming in.
I'm gonna switch to my Mac computer. So
Okay.
I'm doing that now. So I'm gonna just mute for a second while I switch over.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
All right, it's back to where we were. I apologize. He's
Oh, he's still working on it.
he's switching.
Yeah,
his
like
stuff.
I mean, the thing is, so on one hand, you'll say, well, because these people believe that they are the opposite sex, oh, we can handle that. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. But as soon as I say, well, I believe there was a perfect man, you say, oh, that's a fairy tale. That couldn't possibly have happened. See, here's the problem with your logic. You're not consistent. Not even on the slightest bit. See, you're
Wait.
saying on one hand that
You're
belief
comparing apples and
no,
asteroids, Clay.
you're saying on one hand that belief matters, and on the other hand, belief has no implications in reality. This is the
But how
problem.
do you judge what is perfect?
Strawmanning the shit out of an argument we're not even making right now.
It's not a straw man, dude. You are such a fraud and a bitch.
What is perfect?
You're
What would a
literally trying to
perfect
compare
person
two things
be?
that have anything to do with each other.
Jesus
what would a
Christ,
perfect
he was
person
the perfect
be?
person. Jesus Christ was the only perfect person, bud.
And then I'm right next. I'm next in line after that.
There were two.
I mean, he was okay.
Three, fine. Adam,
The Galilean
he
street
lost.
He was a Hebrew. Them are nasty little people.
What was that, Effigy?
Oh my God! Wait till Captain T comes back, Ben. All right, Calvin, you had something to
I've
add.
been waiting for it.
Yeah, I while you guys brought up Ben Shapiro's last appearance, I wanted to let you know there's a channel that does coverage on him, and each time he's been on here, they ran clips, and Benjamin and Bad Shapiro, Bad Gemini, made someone's thumbnail, and they ragged on you, Benjamin. So when you get a second, you might want to.
Yeah, my wife was. I was down working in the garden and transplanting all day, and my wife was telling me about it. That they were watching Brian Shapiro.
Yeah, it looked like you were doing something, man.
Yeah, I was sharpening shears.
But just for the record, we did know you were doing something that that wasn't what people say we were saying. We were just joking about it.
Oh, I don't mind it. The humor, it don't bother me. I'm not offended.
We've said far worse to him to his face.
My wife and my best friend were laughing their ass off at the commentary. They told me I need to watch it because it's hilarious.
Dude, we were dying because we completely forgot about the panel because we were so focused on you. We're like, what the fuck is he doing?
Oh my God, you did make the thumbnail. I already knew. As soon as Calvin said somebody reviewed it, they've been watching, like reviewing every time Brian's on. I immediately knew exactly who it was. Oh my God. Do you guys want to watch it real quick?
Hilarious, Sarah. Yes, do it. Do it.
All right.
Do it.
All right.
And the funny thing is I was just kind of not paying attention because I wasn't really that into the whole argument period, and I don't care about Brian, and I don't care about none of that. So I'm just doing my own thing. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
I know we've called you on that one before. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Let's do this. Let me bring it up. Let me do a share screen. Oops, I'm hitting the wrong button. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button again. Oh my God, I'm all over the place. All right.
Good money for this. This is a good dono right here.
Button. Who's got the button?
Good at typing.
All right.
We're
All right.
reviewing his review.
Let's put it on 1.25. Just this will make Ben look even faster.
Well, and apparently I had quite the look of concentration. So.
Oh yeah, I was watching you too. I at one point I was like, oh, I gotta say something and make it be funny, but then I forgot. I forget where we went into it, but it just kind of left my brain. All right, here we go.
You get any more upset, you're gonna be my color in 10 minutes.
20 seconds. Last time, Sarah, it's good to see you, and then I got to go. That Gemini.
This man developed a
Here's
tan
my-
off of anger. I've never seen it before.
Gemini, I'm trying to help you. Okay,
Because
here's my
the angry
advice.
tan. Where's angry man? We have the
At
angry
least
tan
let
here.
him talk. At least let him
Tan.
talk, Gemini. So much. But Brian, I don't know how long you've been watching for, but Gibbs, who just stepped away to use the restroom,
Oh, wow. Does Gibbs have a copy of Eric Bischoff's book back there? That's pretty awesome.
has been talking about Fortress America and what Trump is doing to kind of set up America to build on kind of, they're calling it the Donroe Doctrine versus what would have been the Monroe Doctrine. And we're setting ourselves up in ways that America just benefits. We're not necessarily allying ourselves with people, but we're going and making our places out there, like the trades, the ports and so on and so forth. So I didn't know if you had any initial thoughts of it.
Balderson doing right there? What's Balderson doing over there? Do you remember he's on camera?
Anything that Gibbs has been talking about so far, or if you want to maybe add a thought in,
Knock it off.
wherever you are on that.
Well, to be honest with you, the last 24 hours, my focus has been on all the breaking.
Donald Trump.
I wish I could zoom in
so I
on
might be
you,
the wrong
Ben.
person, but today I've been talking, of course, about this deal with Iran.
He's almost
and
finished.
how Trump is continuing to America, for lack of a better term. So I don't know if you guys have been discussing that at all. But that's what
Gibbs,
I've
did
been
you
doing.
tap into Iran? I think you tapped into
I did tap into Iran, but let's go. What I hear.
Balderson's really going to town.
I can read up and make sure I'm up to date. Well, you tell me why I'm wrong about Iran. I'll leave to Jazz.
Well, I don't even know where to begin. First of all, we heard for years about Obama, with this $1.7 billion to Iran, which, by the way, wasn't taxpayer-funded money, and it was frozen dating back to the 1970s. But now, apparently, all of a sudden, $300 billion with the USA helping to facilitate that is just fine. The Strait of Hormuz was open 4 months ago. Now we're pulling, and just to open up the Strait of Hormuz, we're lifting sanctions. I say we, I mean the Trump administration, lifting sanctions on Iran, helping to build up their infrastructure again. We're talking $500 billion. And then we're supposed
All right, well, it looks like Balderson is finished. Looks like he's done, so that's good.
to just believe, oh no, we're furthering our nuclear capabilities.
Going.
They provided no evidence to the American people that they have been furthering their nuclear capabilities. It's very simply put, and even people on the right, the far right, agree that this is a disaster. We're basically, rewarding a bunch of terrorists and an evil regime that should have never done. We were better off 4 months ago than we are, even if they signed this agreement, which I believe they will on Friday. It's complete desperation on Trump's part. He wants out of this war. It was up to begin with. They didn't think it through, and because of that, now they're going to have $150 billion in infrastructure, which they're going to rebuild. And
Can we just pause for a moment? Like, I don't even care what Brian is saying. And somebody even said that in the chat, but like, I don't even care what Brian's saying right now. I'm watching the comments react to Ben. Like, literally, they're all commenting on it. Holy crap.
Trump helping to facilitate $300 billion.
Oh, he's back at it.
Iran.
He's back
Where
at
I heard
it.
for years all these people
I guess he wasn't finished yet.
$1.7 billion.
Well,
He must have lost it for a second, but now he's like getting back on track here.
That's a good question, right there. You bring up $300 billion. You said the United States is going to help facilitate that. That seems like an interesting word choice. Is there any reason why you use those words exactly to help facilitate that?
Because that's the language that was used in the 14-point plan agreement, giving them $300 billion.
And to tell you the truth, Brian's commentary just makes it worse.
How are they getting that? An international community is coming together, maybe releasing some of the funds that we have under our control, and the international community. Would that be a fair assessment of how they're getting that $300 billion?
We're also unfreezing any funds that were available to them to begin with. Also,
after Scott Davis has said that if they damn shoot any missiles,
dang.
we would just use that to pay for shit.
And then
Oh, I still don't know what he's doing, but at least he's bringing up to the camera now.
We're also unfreezing any funds that were available to them to begin with. Also,
after Scott Peterson said that if they didn't shoot any missiles, that we would just use that to pay for shit.
And then infrastructure coming out of our own pockets is somewhere estimated.
I was going to say the same thing. He looks like he's panning for gold now. I don't know. You can do that from.
I do that.
Websites your competitors don't want you to know. Part two.
Sorry, Ed. Here we go.
Between 120 and 150 billion dollars to help rebuild.
I also read that we're going to be having American companies help rebuild that infrastructure. So it seems like non-American money is going to help fund infrastructure being rebuilt by Americans. That seems like more money for America.
Jesus, Ben, you really were going to town.
It's certainly
making money by building.
I'm sharpening.
I don't know where that was in the fine print in the 14-point plan. But what I will tell you is that basically Iran is.
Dude, come on, man. Just look up. Can you be aware of how you look on camera? Now he's like really concentrating super hard.
Getting rewarded if you
panning for gold.
Plan for going closing the Strait of Hormuz and now reopening it with tolls.
All right, I think I'm back now. Let me share screen over here.
Yep, we got you over here. And we're just reviewing this panel from the other night. This cool V1C guy picked it up, but they're laughing because Balderson during this panel was sharpening his shears, but it looks like he's doing something completely different on camera. So the commentators are coming in, cool V1C's coming in on it, and nobody's paying attention to the conversation between Brian and Gibbs. Everybody is more concerned about what the hell Ben is doing in this video. So we're just reacting and just laughing at it for a moment right now. But yeah, here we go.
We're told also that this was about uranium. This was about enriched uranium. Donald Trump said today, forget about it. Not that important. It's underneath some mountain. That's literally what he said in a press conference today when we were told this is why we went in there to begin with. I think when you read this plan, it's very simply put, unfortunately, we lost.
Hey, what are y'all talking
Iran
about?
won. They're getting basically everything they want. Everything they.
Oh, did you not hear me?
Yeah, I think I heard y'all talk about Donald Trump is a bitch for Iran. Is that what y'all talking about?
Oh, we weren't even paying attention to the commentary here, or like the conversation. They were laughing. We could totally go there, absolutely. But Ben was on this panel that we're watching.
Okay.
He was sharpening his shears during this night, and it looks like he's doing something else. And so when Cool V1C was reviewing this, his chat was going off about Balderson sharpening his shears, which they didn't know he was doing that, but they're thinking he's doing something else, and they're all commentating on it. So we were just laughing at this moment. We'll let it go for a few more minutes. Chris, ask Christy if there's anything like major we need to find in here.
It goes on literally for I think half an hour. It's hilarious.
It's like a 20-minute video. I don't want to watch the whole thing, but
I've seen the best of it probably. But yeah.
All right, we'll get one more minute out of this, and then we'll go to the Iran war because that sounded like a way of some
climax, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, where's the climax?
They're getting, and it's really unfortunate. Besides
the climax is in my tool is sharp, and I
can you look at gas prices, you look at inflation.
So wait, was the tolls thing in fine print? Because it seems to me like that's something that they said they're going to be discussed at a later date. All
right, well, he looks like he's done. You would think so, but then look, he's back at it. So this is on the gauntlet side, right?
Overseas that
all right
to run our cars.
All right. So oh my goodness.
So what's going on is I have these shears, and because it's a shear shape, you can't just swipe it along a whetstone. So I have this type of sharpener, and you sit there and you go like this. And so it's going like this.
Goodness gracious.
Ben, we noticed when you lifted them up once, and that's when we noticed what you were doing, but some people didn't catch it. So they still thought you were doing the deed there, guy.
That's fucking hilarious.
Somebody go clip that moment for me and send it to me. I want to make a short out of that. With some nice 70s porn music.
Sarah, I think that's the hardest I've ever heard you laugh.
It's good stuff. All right,
what was going on? I'm like, that's going to look like you are absolutely taking care of business. And
yes,
it did. And when I
we're gonna make sure it looks like he was
put it to that song.
Bow, 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 bow. All right, Tom Carpenter comes in with the Big Ten, says the bee focus moments are my favorite clips. Shout out. And who needs AI corn when you've got Ben Balder sit on panel? All right, Iran war. Captain T, that perked your ears. Effigy, that perked your ears. Go.
Well, I think
we got the text of the 14-point plan now. So anyone who is saying the 300 billion ain't coming for us, whether or not it comes from, we are the guarantors of it. In the writing, we are the guarantors. So if the 300 billion doesn't come from somewhere else, it has to come from us. So I know everybody's been making hay about that. For a few days.
I think Iran showed that America is not a superpower, neither is Israel a superpower.
What?
They beat the shit out of both of them.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Now you're capping. No, they didn't. Iran didn't beat the snot out of nobody.
Do this for me. Tell me, what did Iran lose?
Their military, their air force, 90% of their ballistic missiles. They still got some stuff, but they're not.
That comes with war. That ain't what I'm. No.
They did it.
See that you're the proof. You're the proof of why Trump gets to seduce stupid white people. Tell me, what did they lose
today?
First off, don't call me a stupid white person. I'm not stupid.
I didn't call you stupid white people. I said this is why Trump is able
me and you have already debated before. Me and you've debated before on your little phone calls.
Whatever you talk about, that's irrelevant today. That's irrelevant.
No, it's not irrelevant. You're gonna watch how you talk to somebody. I'm not those little fairy ass white dudes in New York City.
Hey,
Adam.
Watch the line.
I didn't specifically call you. Adam, I didn't specifically call you stupid. I made a general statement of how Donald Trump seduces stupid white people. Let me explain.
So you're calling me stupid?
Let me explain so you can understand what I mean. From the
I
time
do understand. You just called me stupid. You said he seduced the stupid white
talking
people.
about you.
Hold on. Let him explain it. I understand what Captain T is saying, and you're taking it personally, but go ahead, Captain T.
What Donald Trump did from the time that Israeli started the war with Iran, Israeli was the first punks of Trump. That's why you saw a lot of strong Trump supporters abandon Donald Trump when they saw how he bent the knee to Netanyahu. And then every week, Donald Trump said, we're beating them in the war. They're going to submit. They're going to give this up. We're taking this. We can do this. And then when the treaty was signed, Iran is the only winner. So when you say, when I'm asking you what did they lose, of course in war you're going to lose ships, you're going to lose aircrafts, you're going to lose people.
They literally don't have
the war. At the negotiation table, Iran won at the negotiation table. So show me where America or Israel won at the negotiation table.
Okay, well, I will as soon as you're done. I don't want to interrupt you. I want you to be able to get it all out.
You got it.
All right, so that whole 300 billion, the 14-point plan. See, the thing that these liberals like to leave out, it's on condition, meaning that they have to abide by the MOU, which if they don't, we just go right back to bombing them. So they don't get anything. They don't get any assets. They don't get that 300 billion. And I do agree with Effigy. It's going to have to come from somewhere because as far as I know, and I might be wrong, is that the Gulf states might be the one sponsoring. So yeah, I agree with Effigy on that. I'll concede to that point. The money's got to come from somewhere, but frozen assets and all that other stuff is on condition. All of it is on condition. So we didn't lose anything. They either play nice or we just go back to dropping bombs on their head. It's very simple.
Can I read something, if you don't mind?
You don't think it's wild that you guys gave us shit for Obama's deals for like a decade, and now you're giving them like 5 times the amount of money? When the money was the entire reason you gave us shit.
The key word is on condition. If they don't meet the conditions, they don't get anything from anybody, no matter where it's
going. Adam, can I read something, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank
read
you.
it.
This is Iran will access at least 300 billion for reconstruction. The months of U.S.-Israeli airstrikes against Iran caused significant damage and destruction to country's infrastructure. The U.S. and its regional Gulf allies now may foot the bill for the reconstruction. That's a win for Iran. All sanctions on Iran will be lifted. The U.S. will lift all sanctions against Iran, issue waivers for oil exportation, and make available its frozen or restricted funds and assets. Even Trump said it's their money. That's a win for Iran. both
that's a
sides
win for
agree
us,
to
too.
both sides agree to an immediate and permanent end to military operations on all fronts, including Lebanon, which is pissing off the Israelis because the Israelis want to bomb Lebanon. That's a win for Iran. Both sides agree to respect each other's sovereignty and refrain from interfering on each other's internal affairs. So now America and Israeli has to stay out of Iran's business. That's a win for Iran. The U.S. will lift its naval blockade on Iran. The U.S. set up its naval blockade on April 13th to interrupt Iran's revenue from oil sales, particularly to China. That's opened back up. That's a win for Iran. Iran may now charge fees for passes through the Strait of Hormuz. When they wasn't charging fees, now they can charge. That's a win for Iran. Iran reaffirms the peaceful nature of its nuclear program, so they don't even have to stop making uranium. They don't even have to stop enriching it. That's a win for Iran. So again, tell me with this war, what did America?
When you calm down, man, calm down, chill out.
When you say calm down,
get a little emotional there. You're getting a little emotional. Chill out. All right, I'm going to answer you.
It's not emotional. I'm just reading. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Listen. All of it. So you keep leaving things out. This is what other people do too. On condition, they have to meet conditions to get their assets back. I never said that the frozen assets weren't theirs. Of course, some of that is already theirs, but they have to meet conditions with the U.S. and that includes Israel. And if the U.S. was Israel's little puppy, why is it that we're pissed? I don't know if I can swear. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to, watch the language, but they're pissing off
all
Bibi.
the words George Carlin said you couldn't say. You can say all those ones. Anything that liberal media would be mad that you said, don't say that.
all right, yeah. So what I'm saying is that Bibi's pissed off because we made this deal.
Right.
They don't get anything. So how are we Israel's B word if we're sitting here pissing off Bibi? Bibi's done. All right.
Okay,
I just saw that Lebanon. I just saw before I joined the panel that Lebanon and Israel are going to have a ceasefire, whether they keep it or not. Yeah, we need the U.S. We need to get out of that shit. Let Israel and them duke it the fuck out. That's their business.
But I agree. But you would agree that out of the three nations, United States, Israel, and Iran
didn't
is
win,
the winner.
man. I don't understand how you're getting their one. They don't get anything. They have gotten nothing.
Okay, so let me ask it a different way.
Hold on.
Ask a question. Because you guys are going to have it a 2-on-2. Come on, give me the next question. Here, this is really easy. If you start a war with someone and when it ends, your negotiations are bilateral, which is what these are, you did not win. If you win, negotiations are unilateral. No, if you win, you have unilateral demands that are met because you won. At World War II, we did not have bilateral negotiations with Japan. We had unilateral demands.
We also dropped 2 atomic bombs on them, didn't we?
If you won, you have to negotiate the end.
Hold on, Ben. I can't hear you.
Look at what the Treaty of Versailles did to the German people. When you win definitively, you put demands on the other people. They pay the penalty. The German people, the whole reason World War II happened is because for an entire generation, those people were destitute because of the reparations from World War I from the Treaty of Versailles.
And you know, it's wild. He signed this deal in the same place as that. And this is possibly, if we end up paying any of that $300 billion, this will be the first time that the United States has ever paid reparations for a war that it's lost.
I told you I conceded that point to you. I did concede the $300 billion because you are right. It can either come from the Gulf states or it, like you said, it'll have to come from us.
Iran has wanted to sell its oil on the open market for decades. And now wants to sell its oil on the open market. The assets that we keep seizing from Iran, because we do it a lot, that doesn't get to happen anymore.
Right.
That's again win-win. And those reports, our own reports say they still have 70% of their missiles.
Right.
Our own reports say even though Trump comes out and gives this rah-rah speech, he's been doing that for 4 months. How many times can he say this war is over and they can't even fight back? And then they bomb the shit out of Israel the next day. Like, oh, well, they had at least some left, apparently.
That's what I'm saying. And you know what, Benjamin? Iran still has the power to say no, we don't agree to this treaty.
Yep.
Who was Iran selling their oil to prior to all of this going down?
China and Russia, I think.
Yeah, China and Russia. I think
were they
China
selling
was their
it?
main
Were they selling it at
export.
the market rate? Were they selling it at the OPEC
No,
rate?
they were selling it for cheaper, and then China was taking it and putting it back
Right.
on the market because they're
Right,
not
right.
embargoed
Right.
and making a cut.
So now that they can sell their stuff on the regular market, they're going to
Yeah.
be regulated by OPEC. 'Cause
The
they're gonna have
bigger
to
the
be-
bigger
they're
thing
gonna have to-
is
they're
now
gonna
that they
have
can
to
sell
be
it
in
on a
agreement with
regular
that.
market, they can sell it to more nations.
Yeah, but they got oversight. That's what he's saying. They got
Oversight is
on the
cool.
market.
No,
Right.
remember when
We're-
in any business,
we
sorry, go ahead.
just killed China's plan to replace the petrodollar with the petro-yuan. We started in Venezuela because that was one of the places they were getting really cheap oil and using that to try and displace us. We decapitated that. Now we get to Iran. We could not do what we did without decapitating the theocracy that was in Iran. We did that. Now we're opening the market back up to them because this is going to put a permanent kibosh on China's
I mean,
plans.
I kind of agree with Ann here. We have come completely full circle. We are right back to the 1950s when we overthrow their leader for BP to take over the oil. This is just to get it back into the petrodollar market. Like that's what it feels like at this point.
100%.
That's exactly what it's for.
Well,
And
no,
we can
I'm
criticize
sorry.
it all we want, but that is the foundation of our economy. And if it goes away, we are in some really bad times. We do not want China taking that place.
Oh yeah, we're
Exactly.
upside down already. Even with the petrodollar, we're fully upside down. If the petrodollar loses its value, we're destitute. We're Germany buying fucking bread with a wheelbarrow full of money.
Whoever comes after Trump, if Trump doesn't get it started first, has to start dismantling the petrodollar. This was our wake-up call. We got another chance to get the fuck out of it, but if we don't, people should see what a house of cards it is.
So this is more about China than it is about Iran.
Correct.
Yeah, well, China
Yeah.
was making the yuan, which was going to compete with the petrodollar. And the problem is, what's been upholding the petrodollar is that all these countries agreed to only trade in it. Well, when
Right.
they made that agreement, then they have to keep a stockpile of American dollars, and they also have to keep a stockpile of bonds. So there's a double hit on that, which is what has been propping up our economy on stilts for years.
So then the U.S. wins in that, correct? If the oil prices stabilize because you don't have to go to China anymore, the U.S. wins.
Yes.
China.
Well, I mean, you
They
got to look
lose
at it.
by
I mean,
bending
this
their
is
ass over to Iranians, though.
Yeah, but that's not what
We
it's
don't
about.
lose anything that
And I
matters.
said it from the beginning. It's always been
Yeah.
about the oil, didn't I? Didn't I say it from the beginning? It's always been about the oil. You guys think it's about
Absolutely.
not enriching uranium?
Yeah, but if you look at what Trump's done from Venezuela all the way to Iran, you are right. It is about China, but it's also making the U.S. the dominant oil supplier or whatever, exporter, whatever shit they say.
Well, it became the
Stabilizing.
predominantly exported.
Yeah, I
under
can't
Biden,
remember the
though.
word right now. So I
But you got to
apologize.
look at it. See how y'all keep looking at it from what America can gain from it. But they went to war bombing Iran to stop them, but they didn't stop nothing. They didn't
Yeah,
stop
even the
anything
rules
from
on
the
getting
Iranians.
the uranium are less than Obama's deal.
Changing how you do business for your oil, but you still get to make your uranium. You still get to have your nuclear
What do
weapon.
you
You
mean?
still get to have your military. What
That's
did they
due
lose?
to the non-proliferation treaty.
7-cent gallon of gas. It's not
Mrs.
ever.
Balderson has her hand up.
Yes, Mrs. Balderson, please.
I want to ask a question to understand. I'm not trying to argue that I'm wrong or right because I don't know. Where is the balance between, let's just pretend that this is the absolute end goal that Trump was after all along. Let's just pretend that that was the true honest goal all along, was to offset the chance of the UN petrodollar upsetting ours. Let's give that. Where does the balance then of us still maintaining the petrodollar and our national debt being so high, like, how do we right our economy? Even if we have just prolonged the amount of time that we remain the dominant petrodollar, how the hell do we then offset our national debt and the interest payments that we have? enough to
Well, I mean,
bring
that's
our
a different
economy right
question.
again.
That's a good question.
Where is the balance there? I don't understand. Does somebody understand economics better than I do? Because I
I
don't.
mean, if you want my honest answer, I think what they've been doing in the last 2 or 3 months to basically replace the entire global financial system with a crypto stablecoin based financial system is kind of their plan to deal with that debt. I think they're going to do some really effed up stuff once they get all that stuff locked in. Because once you have complete control of a currency, because that's what seemed to be what the CBDCs were for, central bank digital currencies.
Yep.
Like they want a currency that if the inflation gets out of control, they can just straight lock it. You know, they could choose these dollars out of the ether and get rid of them, and they would have complete and utter control over the currency. Whereas currency fiat now, it's just floating in the world. Dollars are just floating around. You can't touch them. You can't do anything.
Yeah.
But if you have digital control of an entire currency, you could control everything. But it also means you have control over what everyone does with it. I think that's their plan, because still 2.5, 3 months into it, no one is talking about it. The entire financial system right now is getting replaced right under your feet. All of it. All of it. All the regulations are getting pushed through the DTT, DCC, the OCTC. Every single agency is onboarding a new financial system. This is bigger than switching the gold standard. And
This
like, not a
is
single-
effigy spitting fucking fire right now.
Yeah, no one's saying a thing. It's
100%
wild.
true. Effigy is spitting fire. This is the shit that they don't fucking talk about, and they keep everybody dancing with all the wedge politics bullshit.
So who's leading the charge? Is it Trump or?
Well, no, the thing about that she asked at first was like, assume Trump wanted to do this. I do not. Number one, I don't think Trump is the idea man behind trying to save the petrodollar. I don't even think Trump made the decision to start this war in that sense. We know from what Rubio said that Israel said, hey, we're doing it, come along, or the war's going to hit you anyway. He got goaded into doing the war. So, but when this is the end goal for this, I mean, this is exactly what was happening post 9/11 in the other Republican presidency. This is the exact same thing. Is they're just finishing what they started. So this seems to be the plan the whole time. And yeah, I definitely think it has to do with the petrodollar, but I don't think it has to do with what the direct politicians want. I think it has to do with their backers, the central bankers, are telling them to do.
I would agree.
That opinion is worth some hashtag Vegas money right there.
For the record, guys, you do technically have 2 out of 10 on the dono goal. Tom Carpenter's super chats came in before I could turn on or reset the goal. So you do owe 8 more, but you got some time to get them in. So be sure when you do send them in, hit hashtag Vegas. We leave Sunday. I will be out in Vegas Sunday. I will be back in time for Thursday night's Throwdown Thursday with Ilkhan Ali. That's when we will be back. But in the meantime, remember, Tom Carpenter is matching up to the first $1,000 worth of donations that are hashtag Vegas. We can't get that unless you send that. So your 10 bones can count as 20 in my book. All right. So get it done. I'm just going to go refill my coffee and use the ladies' room. Mr. Balderson, if you want to take the lead, but feel free to use the ladies' room and go yell at someone. I'll be right back. Stand by.
So who else was generally like, and I'll say this honestly, I was surprised by this 14-point plan. I thought this was going to be like the most like, fuck you, Iran, like unreasonable shit, like just, I thought it was going to be like ridiculously malicious toward Iran as far as like, hey, you're going to swallow this fucking shit pill.
100%.
Like, and then just from looking at it right now, and Taz had Captain Taz had a great rundown of it. Like it's all toward them. You can just tell that the person negotiating this was like, I want this war to end no matter what. What do I have to give you to end it?
Right.
And that shows you were not in a good negotiating position.
Well, and the whole thing is even though JD Vance came out and was like their economy's in the dump. The figures I seen for their national debt were between 255 million and 400 or 255 billion and 400 billion. Fucking their national debt, they're damn near going to get that much money, and it's going to completely rebuild their infrastructure. And the monumental task that it would take to rebuild our infrastructure is almost unimaginable. And fucking we're $40 trillion in debt. And then the other trick word that they don't like to fund around, and they separate it from the debt is called unfunded liabilities. And that means that money is definitely coming out, but we don't have the money for it and we're short that money.
Right.
And our interest rate is currently almost $1 trillion a year. Fucking our economy is 1000% in the dumps. Theirs is like on the brink, especially now that they get to sell oil on the open market.
Yeah. They're gonna recoup
Whoa.
way more faster than America could ever recoup. Because here's what here's what Americans don't want to accept. America is not about recouping and getting out of debt. That's not what America is about. America just believes they have the military fortitude. No matter what debt they owe, nobody's going to make them pay. You see how you just said that $1 trillion? Who's going to make America pay that money? I'm asking you.
Asking who?
Well, basically,
Benjamin.
this is like a Game of Thrones situation that we got going on. So that's
what I'm saying.
The Federal Reserve is not actually federal. It's not. That's just a name. It's actually the World Bank. So presumably, if we tried to default on our fucking loan of insanity, then they would hire mercenaries. Basically,
No, what I'm saying,
all the other armies in the world as mercenaries to come.
But Benjamin,
and
what
attack.
I'm saying is they don't have to say we're going to default on the loan. There's just nobody making America pay because they can't. America believes that we owe everybody. America owes everybody, but nobody is going to come and take this money from us. The debt that we owe is not just in the American country, it's to countries abroad. But they're
Most of
never
our
going to
debts
pay
with
it.
China.
China's bought up a substantial portion of
But
it.
what
and
I'm saying is China, unless China declares war on America, they're never going to see that money. That's why, just think about this. America is $1 trillion in debt, as you say, but yet they're going to give the Iran.
It's 39 trillion to be clear.
There you go. They're trillions.
We're,
That's why I said-
we're at 1 trillion a year in interest alone.
There you go. So I'm gonna use your number, $39 trillion, but yet they're saying they're gonna free up 300 billion for Iran, even though Trump got mad at the 1.7 billion that he was giving to Obama. That's what I'm saying. America is a gangster, and the only way to defeat that gangster is to go to war, and they just don't believe nobody's gonna go to war, so it doesn't matter the debt that they have.
Let me ask you this, Cap.
It's so wild to hear right wingers talking shit about the Obama deal for a decade and them trying to defend it this one now.
Real
Like,
talk.
It's wild.
Real talk.
Let me ask you
And
this,
you know,
Cap.
before
Let me
you
ask
ask
you
that
this
question,
real quick,
before you
Cap.
ask that question to me,
Yeah.
I want to just add a comment.
No, you're good.
That's when I made that statement that Donald Trump knows that American people are stupid. That's the point. So they'll complain about Obama and the 1.7 billion, but then they'll defend Trump with the 300 billion because it's all a hustle, and we are the peons. You can get to make your statement.
Do you think China would ever have the audacity to come up against the U.S.? Because I don't think China wants war. I believe China wants to rule the world through debt.
Yeah, no. China is fine with whatever they're making. Like America is the greatest export. Like biblically speaking, America is Babylon. America is the whore that all the merchants live deliciously off. That's Revelations 13, Revelations 18.
Importer.
Right? Because they're the greatest importer. You're not going to make any money anywhere else except America. That's why when the stock market crashes in America, it affects the earth because America makes this place grow. So unless China is willing to risk that, nobody's going to go to war with America because they're afraid. It's going to be God that's going to provoke them to war. That's the biblical prophecy. Y'all may not understand that, but it'll be God.
I do. I know what you're talking about. I've studied Revelations pretty deep.
Yeah, it'll be God that'll make them go to war. But no nation really wants to go to war because they're living deliciously off of America. Even with the trillions that America owe, the billions that they're making is sufficient enough.
China just wants to control its region. That's what it seems like to me. And they also want to control as much of the water as they can. If you've seen any like reports on what Chinese fishing boats do across the Pacific, it's pretty fucking wild how they basically flagrantly go into like non-international waters of other countries, especially weak countries, and just like suck up every bit of fish in their area. But to me, that's what they want to do right now is they want to be able to project trade route power the same way we do, so that they don't have to rely on us for stuff. I mean, but still right now, saying that they're some kind of threat to us on anything but like they can lob a nuclear weapon kind of thing. Like they only have like one aircraft carrier. You have to have aircraft carriers.
I didn't mean to say that they
Can
were
get close enough to American soil. It's never going to matter. Like that's what it's basically going to take. Like America is a big ass island, and unless you can get close enough to that island, it's not going to matter. You just think, when's the last time there was a war on American soil? The closest is Pearl Harbor, and conspiracy theorists will tell you that the Americas let the Japanese get that far onto Pearl Harbor so that they can go to war.
Yeah, and the thing is, if the U.S.
military, y'all thought the black guy could only talk racist points. I know a lot more than just racist.
Well, there's terrorism. There's terrorist acts that could happen.
Right. But how damaging have they been? I agree with you, Kazumi, if I'm saying your name right.
There was a lot of people lost their
I
lives
agree
in
with
New
you
York.
that they could be They would have to be a major one, though.
Like in
but I agree with you.
Well, there could be a terrorist act, but what there's not going to be is the general taking of land in the United States.
Right.
The fucking, it's an impossibility against our country. That
like as is. That's Russia, I agree with that, Benjamin. As is
problems, as do China, but it's because our citizenry is so horribly armed that what they would have to take. And for every single fucking farm with a couple farm kids and a dad with a half a dozen 30-06s that shoot them things all year long. You are having
y'all be training them at 2 years old. Y'all be training them
to try and take those dudes out.
Yeah, it would take a country
insane losses.
It would take a country willing to just launch their nuclear arsenal from wherever they are to America. That's what it would take.
This is the only option they have if they want to mess with us.
That's my point. That's my point. So that's why America don't care about
America.
America does not care. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Benjamin. America does not care about whoever they owe. They're not going to do anything about it.
So
that's America's mind state.
Also why we're trying to perfect missile shield technology.
Yep.
Hey, Cap,
something that none of us are something that none of us are prepared for is something like a drone filled with a deadly chemical agent released on a public, like in some sort of public area that has a huge gathering of people, and they'd release that. And the amount of terror that would cause in the people that would be quite damaging. It may not be, damaging to equipment, but it would be damaging to our morale.
There's actually a lot
I was going to say to the populace, absolutely.
The military's ready for such a problem like that. Actually, they trained for it. I trained for it. It doesn't matter if it's a drone deployment. I think with us, it was more of a concern like a bomb deploying a chemical agent. But it's the same thing with a drone. It's just different deployment mechanism, but the result be the same.
The problem is compared to most countries, our country is extremely spread out. Not compared to like Canada, but compared to most countries on Earth.
I would argue Canada has the same. I would argue that Canada has the same protection that America has because of their water gap. That water gap is why North America is not attacked the way that it is.
I'm saying that we're more populated than Canada, but that's not usually the case worldwide. We're not for the landmass that we cover. We're not a particularly populous country.
No, I agree with that. But I agree with that. But Europe, China, Europe, Asia, Africa are all interconnected. It's very easy to navigate through those lands. When you get to North America, you got to travel across a sea of water. And with the technology that the Americans have, they believe that they'll be able to track whatever that is. That's why when Kazum said you can have cells in America that could do some damage, that is true. But on a military scale, America believes that they have the intelligence and the technology to thwart whatever effort. And that's
You
what you
don't
gotta
thi-
face.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you this, Cap. You don't think the U.S. government doesn't have a bunch of secret toys they're not going to tell nobody about? That you'd
That's
be a
my
fool to
point.
believe
No,
they
that is
don't.
what I'm saying.
Oh,
No,
all right.
that's
I
what.
thought you were saying they don't. I was like,
No,
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 man,
no. I'm
they
saying.
definitely do.
No. What I'm saying is that America believes they have the military fortitude to thwart any effort from a foreign country or from a nation trying to go to war with them. They believe they have the military, they have the intelligence to thwart it off. You know who you got to look out for? What we have to watch is how the Israelis respond to Trump bending his ass over. That's what you have to watch. Far are they
Kazumi
willing to go to
Kazumi
rebel
hit
against
the
America?
nail on the head with that it's going to hurt morale, but then separately, it's going to do nothing strategically to us. What we're talking about, these little acts, they're not going to do anything to us strategically or make us any more vulnerable as a country. It's definitely going to hurt morale, though. There's no doubt about that.
That's fair. Calvin sends the Big Ten, says, speaking of China, they caused the pandemic, which resulted in trillions of additional debt. Why didn't any nation sue for them for their negligence or negotiated the debt we have with them? Calvin, do you want to expand on that? Calvin.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was always curious about that because it caused, they put us, the world in sort of a recession for a bit of time, and it cost us a lot of money that we really had to spend. And we know that there were the root cause. I was just curious why no nation.
I know
at one point in time, Trump was calling
Hold
them
on, let him
out.
finish his thought.
Yeah, at one point in time, Trump was directly calling them out and pointing them out as the target. But other than that, no one's gone any further than that. And seems like they should be accountable because they caused a lot of nations a lot of money they would get to put out. So that was my
what court are you going to sue them in? How do you enforce the judgment?
It's the same situation that Captain Tazariak just laid out for the United States. Go make them.
Yeah.
Just like on these world, there's all kinds of world accords that like China and India and guys like that don't sign that shit. They're like, yeah,
Listen,
good for
I'm gonna
you.
flip it, Benjamin. I'm gonna flip it.
So this actually comes back to Vibe's topic suggestion. Might make right or right makes might. So who's the enforcer? And if you can't enforce the rules, do they even matter anyways? So go ahead, Captain T. Go ahead.
This way I'm gonna flip it. What America? Y'all don't like when I use the term white people, so because most black people don't like Trump. That's why I say
love
white
it when
people.
you use it.
Thank you. Thanks. So I'm gonna say it just like that. What white people have to realize is Donald Trump is the biggest bitch against power. When you think about it, he has bombed all the little countries for what they have done. China is the cause of the COVID and all that. That's what Donald Trump has said. So why hasn't he bombed or attacked them?
Oh, you must not have saw the report from Tulsi Gabbard that was released today. It was definitely Fauci. Yeah,
so you're
the
saying
lab
it wasn't
over-
China?
No, the lab was in China. It was the Wuhan.
So it was
lab,
China,
but
right?
No,
So
it was.
again,
It was a government.
if Donald Trump,
Hold
hear
on,
what
let
I'm
me
saying.
land my plane.
You
Let me
actually
land it.
interrupted me though before I landed
Well,
my plane.
but I'm telling you,
But I'm going to add to what you said. If Donald Trump can say that these drug dealers in South America are so wicked, we got to go and send Navy SEALs in to take their president. Why didn't he do that to China?
because it's a superpower that would ignite World War III.
And that's Donald Trump is a bitch. He's a bully.
Why?
Every bully can pick on.
What
Every
world do
bully
you
can
live
pick
in
on.
that you see?
You know what a bully
Hold on,
is?
what world do you see somebody going over to
Listen,
China
when I'm
and
finished,
snatching
I'll
up the
let you talk.
president?
Hey, I know you in your feelings. Go ahead and relax a little bit.
No, I'm
Rest
not in my feelings, guys.
Okay, then let me finish. Then rest in your femininity. Let me finish.
Okay.
Donald Trump can go and bomb South American countries. He can go bomb boats. He can do all that. But when Fauci and all them bastards was in China and he knew that they was in, remember that news reporter said, why are you calling it the China virus? He said, because it came from China. But he never bombed.
You don't think Fauci and them didn't lie to Trump, bro?
Finish, Adam. Adam, get out your feelings, man. Do you sit down when you pee?
No, that'd be you, boy.
Listen, it's too late to say boy when you the bitch. So now
No,
you sit
fuck, ain't
down
no
when you
bitch
pee.
here,
Just let
buddy.
me
Go ahead,
just
man.
let me finish
your
and then you
thought.
can finish.
Finish your thought. Stop going on personal attacks. That's all you do.
Listen,
Go land your
if
plane,
you
bud.
didn't interrupt me, I would have been done and you'd
Okay,
be
land
talking
the
by
plane.
now. No, you can't tell me to shush, but you want me to
I
finish.
just did.
So
Finish
now
your
I'm going to
thought,
finish.
so we can move on.
Donald Trump is a bully to where he can bully those he think he can defeat. China
you
and
trying to bully
Iran
me?
showed him that when there's a real power, Donald Trump is a bitch. You have the floor. You can
Yeah,
talk now.
but
You can
see, you,
stand up. Get
what
off the
you
toilet.
just
You can
said,
stand up
you
now.
just said, why didn't Trump go into China and take Xi? Why? Because that's a dominant superpower. 1, 2, that would ignite a world war with other countries, not just China. They do got allies. And 3, why would he? Why would he? He's already undercutting China with oil and money making. So why would he? He doesn't need to go drop bombs on him. He doesn't need to snatch him. You know why he snatched Maduro? There's a multiple of reasons. Oil, the voting machines that he sent here during the 2020 election. There's a whole plethora of shit for him. You don't think that dude's not in there in Manhattan snitching? Go ahead. You go ahead and act like you some superior intellect. You're not.
Are you done?
I'm just saying what you said is retarded.
My
Oh,
position.
why didn't he go get Xi? Why didn't he go in there and pull Maduro?
My
Because
position
that's
still.
stupid. That makes no sense. Why would he do that?
My position still stands. You see what you just said, Adam?
No,
What you
I'm
just said-
explaining how stupid you sound.
Listen. What you just said, Adam. The difference between you and I is I'm a man. You're a
please.
woman. Because I can take what you said.
Okay.
Let me know when you finish.
That's all you got is personal attacks, guy. That's all you ever got.
I
You
wouldn't
want to
give
talk
you a
about
person-
someone's manhood. You don't even know me, dude. And you're talking about I'm a female. This is not the first time I had an interaction with you. Okay? I've called on your shit. You don't know. You're just like Brian, dude. All you do is run your mouth on personal attacks. You got Jack. I asked, why would he do that? You can't answer. It's
I'm
stupid.
trying to answer, but you keep talking. That's why I make it
Okay, but
personal.
stop. I'm not a female, dude.
Okay,
Stop
don't
that shit.
interrupt me. Don't
All right,
interrupt
the only
me, and I
fucking
won't
knee
make no.
pad wearer is you, buddy.
No problem. So don't interrupt me. I won't make no.
All right,
personal
Mr.
attack.
Racist.
You see what you said? This is not a racist conversation.
Oh,
This is about a man that's
listen,
a bitch.
Listen, real
And what
quick,
you just said-
so I can
Here,
give
let me
y'all
tell-
some
let me tell you-
context.
let me just use-
Let me give you some context as to why I said
wait,
he's a
before you
racist.
do that, can I respond or not?
Go ahead, because I'm going to
Thank
enlighten
you. I
these people on
appreciate
how
it.
racist you really
You
are.
just laid out when you said Trump looked at China as a superpower. Why would he go to war? He got allies. That's what I'm talking about. Trump is a
China has allies. I said China has allies.
That's what I'm talking about. Right. That's what I'm
Oh, I
talking
thought
about.
you said Trump.
No. Trump is looking at China saying they're a power too. They have allies. I might lose. That's my point. My point is that Trump is a bully where if he knows he can win the fight, he'll fight. If he thinks he'll lose the fight, he won't fight. So even though he said China caused COVID-19, China caused a lot of deaths with that COVID-19 in America, he refused to fight him because he knew China would fight back and he was afraid of the hit. That's a fact.
Okay, so it wasn't China with the COVID virus. It was Fauci. The report just got released today. He was in charge of that lab. It was an American lab, not a Chinese lab. So you're factually wrong on that.
Where did it take place at? What did Donald Trump call it?
It's a shadow lab. Like we got
What did
some in
Donald
Ukraine,
Trump
dude.
call it? I'm asking a question. What did
Oh
Donald
man,
Trump
you're trying to take one thing to make it seem like he
What
knew
did
that it
Donald
was
Trump
that.
call it?
He called it the China virus, but this doesn't not
Right,
imply
because it came
that he
from
knew
China.
that it came- Oh my God, man! He
So,
does. You
so-
just
so let me-
you
so
just
why-
taking
why
assumptions
would
and
Trump poke a
speculation
hornet's
as fact.
nest?
Let me
Why would
rephrase
Trump
the
poke a
question,
hornet's
Adam.
nest?
Why didn't he go in and just blow up the China facility that was American based in China? Why didn't he do that?
Because they're a superpower. You
So
can't just go
so
bomb
what
them
you're
just because you
saying,
got some shit over there.
Adam. So what you're saying is Trump is
Man,
scared
this dude
of
is
a
stupid.
superpower, aka a bitch.
No, there's nothing to be
If
afraid
someone
of. He's
doesn't
just not
wanna
going to
poke-
start a war.
If someone
China
doesn't want to
clearly
poke a hornet's
didn't
nest,
have
does that make them a
problem
bitch?
Poking the bear. China
What was
didn't
that?
have a
Does
problem
not
poking the bear.
poking a hornet's nest or poking the bear, does that make someone a bitch not wanting to do that?
Yes.
Thank you,
'cause
sir.
China
Thank you, sir.
Here's why.
That's silly, man. That's really silly, man.
Right here, let's go bomb China because they did.
Kazum, let's say
Captain
I'm
T,
talking to
Captain T, I
Kazum
have
now,
a
not you,
question.
Adam.
How many bears
Kazum, let's say
How many
if
bears
me,
have you actually gone into the
Kazum,
woods and fought, sir?
hold on 1 second, Clay.
Like real
'Cause-
bears, actual bears.
Wait, hold on, Clay. Let me give this
Hell
analogy.
yeah, man. Fuck
Wait,
yeah,
let
man.
me give this
Hold on, man,
analogy.
let him speak. Let the man speak.
Hold on, go ahead,
Let the
I
man
just want to give this
speak.
analogy. Kazum, let's say angry American. I'm the bully, right? And I go to war with angry man Benjamin, Sarah, Clay, and Adam because I believe I can beat them. But then I look at God's favorite ant. I say, I don't know. Now I'm beating everybody else. God's favorite ant is causing a problem. He's bringing disease. He's destroying my people. But instead of fighting him, I say, well, he got this ally, he got that ally. I'm not going to fight him. Am I a tough guy or am I a punk?
Who's
Bullies
trying to
generally
ally you?
don't go after people who they think might be able to beat them.
That's
just
my point,
standard.
'cause
That's standard bully behavior. That doesn't make them a bitch. That's
Well,
just
hold on.
standard bully behavior.
No, it does make a bully a bitch. If I could just say this,
Russia,
Alan, and I'll give you
Iran,
the
and
floor.
North Korea.
It does make him a bitch because the bully only picks on who he thinks he can beat. He would
that's
be a
any bully.
man
That's
if
any
he
bully.
fights the one he think he can't beat. A real man wouldn't matter who it is. He's gonna fight, win or lose. It doesn't matter.
So
a
by your
bully has
logic,
that fear. So I'm fearing God's favorite ant because I'm like, I don't know about God's favorite ant. Yes, I beat Angry American, I beat Benjamin, I beat Sarah, I beat Adam, I beat Kazum, but God's favorite ant, he might beat me. So let me just back off a little bit. That's Donald Trump to China. Donald Trump is scared to was scared
so
to go to
so
war
by
with
your
China.
logic, Trump should have just went and bombed China.
Hold on. Let me ask. Are there other ways to tap into China that don't require going to war, like more strategic movements that we could make instead of just bombing the fuck out of him?
What did he do?
I might
I
be
don't
wrong,
know.
Sarah,
I'm
but the
asking-
only
I'm
thing I
asking.
can think of is financially.
Iran. The
How
answer
can
to
we,
China
how
was
can we
Iran.
fucking impair them financially? We're their bitch financially. They bought
Thank
up
you,
most
Benjamin.
of our debt.
Look at Benjamin on my side. You know, Benjamin is the god of Thor right there. Look at him. He wielding that Melina.
Well, do we have to pay the debt to China?
Well, they
now
do
that-
have land here in
that-
America. They got
Almost
farmland
our
and
debt.
stuff. So.
That's false.
Good question.
Yeah, I'm the
Most of our
best,
debt is
man.
owned
I
by the
just want y'all
American
to know
people
I'm
and
the
some of
best.
our allies.
China,
Pretty sure
bought up
Japan
half
owns more than China
of our
does.
debt.
They do, effigy.
Tom Carpenter said, digital armaments don't care about oceans. Any thoughts to that, gentlemen?
Well, I mean,
Cyber warfare is an option. Yeah, you could wage war that way too.
Or money.
This whole conversation seems so fatalistic. Like we're fated to have this confrontation and this battle to the death with China. It doesn't have to be that way, right?
I agree.
No, it has to be that way.
No, it
Because
doesn't.
that's how
never gonna
listen,
be
you know
that
why
way.
you know how you know it has to be that way? Because that's how superpowers work.
Yes.
When you have power, like Elon Musk, right, is a trillionaire
Did
now,
we
right?
battle
And
to the
most
death
people
with
might
Soviet
say,
Union?
well,
Competition is important, sir.
no, not it ain't just competition. Think about just power, right? Elon Musk is the first trillionaire, and people might say, well, he was a billionaire. Why does he got to get a trillionaire? Because you'll never be satisfied. So when you're a nation that says you're power, then you say, well, how can I be a power when there's other powers here? You have to be the superpower. That was America and Russia. The whole goal was who's going to be the number one superpower. It is inevitable for China and America to go
Yes,
to war.
but
It's
at the end, that
inevitable
was the
for
understanding for the
Israeli
entire
to go
Cold
to
War
war
that
and
that
cause war
equation
in the
equals
Middle
mass
East,
death.
that America is going to have to pick a side as to who they support. It is inevitable.
And
It's
with
a
the
bad-
goal of
bad
not
fucking
losing
analogy.
lives
It's a misunderstanding of
your
history.
own country.
It
That's
is.
what power is. When you
No,
think about
I
history,
just explained it to you. No,
wait,
you're not
if you-
explaining history correctly. There was no ultimate war between the Soviet Union and the U.S. The Soviet Union collapsed under economic pressure over a long other kind of strategy. It wasn't
And
fatalistic.
if you think
we
that
were gonna fight
America
them.
did not play a role in espionage,
I'm not saying they
you
didn't.
are-
I'm saying it's not. It wasn't.
but that's my
destined that we were
point.
going to
But-
fight to the
but
death.
listen, man, that's my point. My point is, when you and I really agree, you just don't like the way I'm saying it. You don't like that I'm saying there has to be a superpower.
The way you're
but even
explaining
you
it,
said, but even
Cap,
you agree with me that America just
Cap,
like
Cap,
just like wait,
the way
if
you're
I could real
explaining
fast,
it,
if I could real
Sorry.
fast, just like on the reverse side, the Russians would fund the Black Panther unit. The Russians would fund Martin Luther King. You know why? Because they feel that if we cause this black insurrection, it'll disrupt America, and then we could be the superpower. The tactics may be different, but the goal to be the superpower is the same. Like, come on, man. We got to be realistic. We can't be peon Americans. We have to be Americans that can see the play so that we don't fall for the lies of the Democrat and Republican Party, because they both playing us. Both the Democratic Party and Republican Party treat us like peons. They think we don't see the play. We don't know what's going on. So if you think it's not about power, you're going to miss what Donald Trump is doing. You're going to miss what Netanyahu is doing. You're going to miss what Putin is doing. I'm trying to put y'all on game. The black man.
Man, you yelling at us. That's all you doing right now.
Game tonight.
Bro, we've seen it. We know it. It's
Super
not
emotional.
anything new.
I'm not emotional.
I literally, bro, when this quote unquote war, because it's not a war, by the way, it's a confrontation. What the hell is that? What the hell? Oh my God.
the fuck out of
When this
here.
thing started from the beginning, it's been about war. We knew that. I mean, oil. It's never been about no religious shit. It's never been about, bro. It's material, okay? Land and material. That's it.
Yep.
It's always
It's
all
always
land and material, right?
And the thing about land and material, you can never have enough of it.
No, and I agree with that. However, with the China thing, right? The way that you were describing it sounds like a blitzkrieg. To be quite honest with you.
Meaning what? What do you mean by that?
A blitzkrieg. So it's like you go immediately and attack the person who you think is the biggest dog on campus. Sometimes it works out, but if you are really just not fit to fight that guy,
right,
you are going to lose. There's no point of fighting a fight that you're bound to lose, right? So there's
I agree with that.
Other strategies, like for instance, Iran. I kind of see it now how that kind of worked out. I kind of suspected that's what it was about in the beginning, but ultimately people have been back and forth on this, saying no, it's because of the enriching of uranium, it's because of the religious fanatics, the terrorism and all that. It's never been about that. It's been about the oil from day one, about stabilizing the market, okay, so that now the US has, I don't know, some kind of say on the market, because without that, right, isn't it like BRICS or something that now, because of that, we are in competition monetarily with them, right? Before, it seemed like we were losing a lot of edge, right? So now with this new deal, it seems as though maybe we might have a little bit to gain on that in that particular field, which is what it's always been about. Now, here's the thing. I also believe,
Clay, can I add just one thing that you said? Can I just add one thing? You were saying what about the oil? America has become the #1 exporter of oil. I think that was part of Trump's plan. A small part. I'm not saying the whole thing.
Exporter or importer? You mean importer?
Well, I mean with Venezuela, and that's why I think they're doing the whole Venezuela and Cuba thing. It's just to consolidate
through our companies.
Yeah, and our hemisphere.
But they looked at Venezuela and them as vagina.
Well, I want to point this out.
And they went and took their shit.
Yeah, okay, let them finish.
Sometimes just going in and unaliving everybody isn't a great answer for a few reasons. One, you have nobody to work the fields. You have no competition in the fields. You have nothing to gain in that. Like, if nobody's willing to work in those fields because all you're going to do is bomb the shit out of them if they don't do everything that you tell them to do, nobody's going to go into that fucking field, right? This is the reality of things. But then also, in my mind, I'm looking at this from like a game, right? So if it's a game, right, you don't want everybody to die off. You actually want a little bit of competition out there so you can play. It ain't no fun if you can't play and everybody else is dead. This is my perspective.
Y'all making
strategy
all
on
these
China is not
excuses for
taking over
Donald
China.
Trump
It's
being vagina.
encircling China.
Yes, that's what I would say. Yes, encircling them, making sure that they continue in their quote unquote prosperity just under us. You can
Now,
survive.
when you think about if you go by the financial position, if you go by the financial position, China is above America.
No, they're not.
No,
because does America owe China? Does
We
China
just set
owe
them back 7 years, guy.
Listen, does America owe China or does China owe America?
It's not about owing anybody. It's the
Just
actual
walk
market.
with
We
me
set
for a
them
second.
back.
Just walk with me for a second.
We're
Does
we're
America-
25% of the consumption on the planet Earth, even though we're 5% of the population.
Does
Like,
America
it would
owe
hurt
China? Does China
more.
owe America? Which one?
Say what again?
Does America owe China? Does China owe America?
Neither. I would say neither. I think that the money game is a bullshit game.
You know what? You know what, Clay? You know what, Clay?
Go ahead.
When you have something called the United Nations, right? Now, this is now if y'all can understand this. This is the no. Come on, I'm trying to agree with you a little bit. Now, this is the global. Now, what I was talking about with America not being peons, us not knowing Democrats and Republicans. Now, this is the global outlook. From a global outlook, there's no way in the entire hell that we could believe the United Nations is just oblivious to everything that's happening. So now,
why do you think Trump wants to pull out of NATO? Because they're not doing nothing. They're not doing anything.
That's all a hustle.
Nothing to
All
do
of
with
that.
it. Okay.
If there's anything that if there's anything that white Americans should learn about Donald Trump is that he has hustled the shit out of y'all.
And I'm about to hustle the shit out of all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, you are currently, let's see, you are 4 out of 10 on the dono goal, and you only have 10 minutes left to pick up the pace and finish those remaining 6. So we must grift because you guys are enjoying this night. I'm enjoying this night. I don't want to go anywhere. Ant, tell them what they must do, sir.
Yes, kind audience. Thank you so much, everybody who's donated. And if you are planning to donate tonight, this would be a good time so the show may continue. Within your means, of course. Thank you.
Thank you, Ant. And remember to hashtag Vegas every single one of those donos this evening because I leave Sunday and we're going to Vegas, baby. Go ahead,
I'm
Clay.
actually going to Vegas
Sunday,
next
Sunday,
week. How long are you
Sunday.
going to be in Vegas?
I go Sunday. I come back Wednesday night. Oh, you're going on Sean Kelly too, aren't you?
No, actually, no. Well, I was on Sean Kelly. I beat these Christians' ass last week, but I go to Vegas like I go to Vegas like every week. So I think I'm going to Vegas either Monday or Tuesday until Wednesday. You're going on Sean Kelly's platform?
Yeah. I got a bunch of us going.
Oh, you should contact me. Let me know. I might come out there.
No,
and
reach
crash.
out. No, Tzeriak, we got a bunch of other content rolling as well. So yeah, we'll trade numbers. We'll get you.
Yeah,
we'll get you
definitely,
hooked up.
definitely. I didn't know you go to Vegas like that. Yeah, I go to
I
Vegas all the time.
don't. I was
Man,
invited. I debated the idea of whether I wanted to do it. I told my audience, and they said we're sending you to Vegas. And so
Hey,
they've
one
been-
thing I'll say about Sean Kelly's platform is that you would definitely go viral on his platform.
Well, I'm moderating the 1v10. It's with Gary, the numbers guy, and then
Uh-huh.
of course the other panelists.
What's the subject, if you don't mind me asking? What's the
He
subject?
had a few different prompts, like the 19th Amendment, gambling numbers and statistics things.
Okay. Yeah, that should be really that should be good because the setup that he had for the because I battled 10 Christians and the setup that he had for that was really good. And the turnaround for it was pretty good. So, you know, I like Sean. You know, I call him more Asian than white because you know he's half Asian, half white.
Mhm.
I think he leans more towards his Asian side, but he's actually a good cat. You know, he's a good cat. He's not that bad. So
Makes sense. Makes
yeah,
sense.
I'll let you know when I get to Vegas.
Yeah, I'll be out there Sunday through Wednesday. We've got a bunch of shit planned. All right, continue the grift, or else we ain't going to Vegas and we ain't finishing this panel. We still need 6 more.
Yeah, you heard that shit, right? So, and yes, Dragon Fist, Tzeriak is up here. So somebody needs to boot me specifically so you can bring up Andrew so that he can come up here, have this battle with Tzeriak. And don't
Andrew
forget
who?
Don't forget
Dragon Fist.
Vegas.
Oh.
Yeah,
not that our what we consider good Andrew, not bad Andrew. You're thinking of the bad Andrew. Go ahead, Kazoom. Tell them what they need to do with your beautiful mic. That's music to my ears. Everybody be quiet so I can listen to Kazoom.
Make sure you donate. Donate. Keep this stream going. We don't want it to end soon, so donate.
Some freaking money. Amen to that. All right, Captain T, you're getting free content for your show tonight.
What am I supposed to say? Hey man, make sure you donate to Raging Tomatoes platform, man. I think it's a dope platform when you have a live stream of people coming from different aspects to give a different opinion. If you love the platform, make sure you give the super chats. But y'all don't realize that we sacrifice a lot of time and information to give y'all entertainment, politically, biblically, spiritually, whatever you may. So make sure you support the platform.
Hell yeah, that was a beautiful grift. I love it. Go ahead, Spinning.
Pay the lady. Just pay the lady.
Know what to do.
Just pay the lady. I like it. Simple and to the point. Calvin, what say you, sir?
Yeah, we're asking all the listeners, viewers that are listening right now to come out and support our girl Sarah Tomato. I hope I did that right.
That was perfect. It was perfect. Adam, tell them what to do, sir.
Go ahead and support the Raging Tomato. Keep the chat going and the panel going. It's a great conversation. Please donate.
Donate some freaking money. Mr. Wilson, where's that cat? Get the cat. We need the cat.
All the cats are outside.
Oh, they're all big enough to be outside now.
Yeah, they're all
No
running
more
around
kittens.
outside.
We
And
need a kitten to eat.
yes, we need kitties. We'll get kitties in a minute. They'll come back in, I promise. You guys want to keep this panel going. You got Captain Tazariak over here. How often you gonna see this guy and somebody like me being on the same side?
Right.
Hail Christian, right? Yeah, you know. And then we're gonna get Dragon Fist up here. This is just a fucking like mixed, like a garbage can pail party where you just mixed all the alcohols and you're just gonna get fucked up. Come on,
Guaranteed.
I like it. It's like, did you ever see that Jim Brewer skit, The Alcohol in the Stomach?
Yes.
It's an old one, but a good one. Jim Brewer is one of my favorites. Effigy. And in the meantime, Dragon Fist, get your ass up here. You're being paged to the floor, sir. Go ahead, Effigy.
Okay, guys, listen up. I need your help. I hired this horrendous pool guy to clean my pool, but then all of a sudden it turned into this green swampy mess. And the idiot started to pull a bunch of hydrogen peroxide in there to kill it. And now all the paint that he painted is chipping up. And now it's this swampy green paint algae mess. So we need your donations to help clean the pool, because some people are too retarded to even clean a pool.
Lord have mercy. And of course, Dragon Fist got his ass up here, which means him and Captain Tazariak are about to go nose to nose and beat the shit out of each other.
We are?
Verbally, not physically. So
Oh, wow. I
Andrew,
don't even know this guy. What does he want to talk to me about?
oh, you guys had some fun on the last panel you were on. But Andrew, they have 3 minutes left. They owe only 5 more. That's it. Just 5 more. Can we make it happen?
about?
Well, I just came up here, so yeah, you guys better hit that dono goal now, because I was streaming on my own channel. I sent Sarah the raid, and I don't know what Tazariak is saying, but I'll hear him out for sure. And if I disagree, we can talk about it. But you guys got to hit the goal to see that.
Our Andrew can open olive jars.
Our
definitely
Andrew can open olive jars. This is true. Very true. All right. Shout out to all of you. You have less than 3 minutes. You have 5 more donos to go, to hit the goal. If you don't, then we go into you're going to pay double. You don't want to do that. We're going to go into the hit it and quit it mode. And you only have 15 minutes to get a big red dono on my screen. And it's going to cost you twice the amount that it will cost you right here, right now. Right here, it only costs you 5 more. If you wait for that 2-minute timer to go up, it's going to cost you double, and you don't want to see that happen. All right, Andrew, we are talking about Iran, China, and all that fun stuff, and you are our glorified right-winger here on the panel. I know you can have some fun with this one. What say you about the Iran deal?
I would say, and I didn't hear any of the points that you guys were making earlier, but my basic position, we were just talking about this on my show, is that Israel continues to sabotage us in Lebanon, and unless we can get them to stop attacking Lebanon, as we're setting up the peace deal in Switzerland, literally, they're attacking Hezbollah in Lebanon, which was part of the deal. They knew it, so clearly we don't have, our objectives are not aligned with Israel here. They obviously want this to continue, and Trump wants to make a deal. So unless we're able to separate from them, I don't see a deal. I don't see this going well. It's already a giant disaster.
You gotta keep them separated.
They just agreed to a ceasefire today, earlier.
Again, well, I'm sure that Israel is going to end that as soon as possible.
Yeah, doesn't ceasefire mean we're going to bomb you
Ceasefire.
in the next 12 hours? Isn't that what ceasefire means with Israel?
These ceasefires, they never stop firing.
I agree. I don't think the ceasefire will hold because Israel just can't keep its finger off the trigger.
That's exactly right.
Oh.
I have no love for Bibi.
No matter what we're
the
talking
people of
about
Israel.
here.
I just don't love their government.
With this worldwide geopolitical planning, when the boomer generation in America is gone, nobody else backs Israel enough for this bullshit. Nobody else. The next generation down does not have that same feeling of we need to bow to Israel because you can't. God says you can't. You have to back. You can't abandon Israel and all this nonsense. That Gen X and down, they don't have
Not the
that.
real Israel.
I
So
would say Gen X doesn't care too
Hey,
much
we're
about
just-
anything.
Who just dropped?
Not a fucking
they're
thing
not-
because we
they're
were
not
left
the
home
real
alone.
Israelis. They're not the real Israelis, though.
He's actually right. They're not the real Israelis.
Yeah,
They're
I
like
know I'm right.
so I'm agreeing with you. I'm not even arguing. They're like the Kaiser Empire or something. Like
Yeah, they come from Russia,
And
Germany, and Poland.
Shout out to fucking
agree.
Spin. Spin sends in the big 50 and says hashtag Vegas. Fuck your goal. Congratulations. You get another hour, folks. Made it just in the nick of time. And hi, Mom. Everybody say hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mama Tomato.
Mama.
Thank
And
you.
That's my mama.
it hurt Spin to do that because he hates Captain Tazariak.
Aww.
Oh, why he hate me? What I do to him?
For the win, are you still watching? If so, your spot is now available. I saw you just left the backstage. I don't know if your thing went out or not, but I'll give you a couple minutes to jump back in. If not, I'll give it back to Clay.
You really make the Judeo-Christians angry.
Why Christians mad at me? I didn't do nothing to them.
I can tell you why. If Sarah let me. I don't want to interrupt her. I don't mean to talk over
You
you.
know, you should tell those Christians. You should tell them to turn the other cheek.
How did
Yep.
you already get the boot, Andrew? What the fuck?
I got the boot.
You got a 20-minute boot.
Oh, damn. All right. I'll
20-minute
grab a
boot.
sandwich.
All right, I'm gonna send Andrew back to the back. I'll set a timer for 20 minutes, or somebody could pay another 20 to get Andrew back on. At least give him like 2 minutes
Just
to get
got
a
Andrew
sandwich.
here.
I know. Antisocial
What did
must
I
not like
say?
you.
What did I say?
know. I don't know.
The antisocial shouldn't be paying, man, for that, man. What is wrong with antisocial?
I think it's in the name.
Oh, all right. To the back you go. Shout out. We love him. All right. We'll get Clay back up here. And again, for the win, if you are still watching, your seat is open, my darling. I'll give you another minute or so to get back on here. I know sometimes you're switched from your phone to your PC. So, okay. All right. Where were we?
We were.
Do we- do
somebody
we-
had said that Cap hates Christians.
Oh,
I do.
yeah.
I do.
Cap hates Christian. Who
I do.
on panel is Christian? I know Effigy's not.
Benjamin hate Christians too.
Ben is an Odinist. Adam, are you Christian?
I am a Christian. I mean, I don't care if people hate Christians. It doesn't bother me in the least.
Fair enough. Ant is, I believe, atheist, right?
Agnostic atheist. correct.
Agnostic atheist.
Agnostic
Kazoom?
atheist. That's
Yeah, I'm an
crazy.
atheist and pantheist, so
Oh, fair enough.
How you agnostic atheist when agnostic has some type of spirituality, right?
Agnostic means unknowing. It's the agnostic atheist position is the weak atheist position. Which
So you
says,
believe in
I have
nothing and nothing at the
no.
same time.
It
No,
means I have
Gnosticism has
seen
to do
no
with knowledge.
evidence of
Theism has to do with belief.
Okay, yeah.
The two things are separate.
All it says is I've seen no evidence for God. It doesn't say the strong claim of there is no God.
Most
So
Christians are agnostic as well. They're just agnostic.
So you
theists.
like 50-50.
He hasn't had a revelation.
He's
I have
hedging his
not
bets.
seen any evidence for God, so I
Wow.
don't believe in God.
But
it
you
doesn't mean that I
agnostic
would-
though.
Yes,
It's the
because I
entire
don't know.
faith, though, right?
So you
Not
like
knowing,
sort of
still
believe,
believing.
but you ain't sure.
I say I don't know.
He said, I don't know.
He's neither. It's basically he's neither confirming nor denying the existence of God.
Honest
Like-
position.
That sounds like how them transgenders be out there. They don't know
No,
if they're
it-
man or
like,
woman.
it's like, do you know what the, do you know what the backside of the moon looks like?
You
know
see
the
what I'm saying, Benjamin? I think Benjamin agrees with
Cesaria,
me. It sound
Cesaria,
like
I have a question for you.
trannies, they don't
I have a
know what they
question for you,
is.
Cesaria.
They don't know what
Do
they
you
is.
know what the
That's just
backside
basic logic.
looks like?
You said what?
Do you know what the backside of the moon looks like?
No. I don't know what the moon looks like.
So your answer would be, I don't know.
I just see a light when I look up in the sky.
Yeah, so you would say, I don't know, right?
But when it comes to believing in the Most High or God, I would believe in God.
Right. So you say,
There's things that I could read out of the Bible that
You
only
know or do
God
you
could
believe?
reveal to a man. Like, for example,
exactly.
springs being on the bottom of the mountain floor. They didn't discover that to the 1900s, but yet you can read that in the Bible. So how would they know that springs is on the?
You know and things that you don't know, right?
But who would reveal that there's springs on a mountain floor
Stop
except for
avoiding the
God?
question.
I didn't hear the question. Say it again.
Are there things that you know and things that you don't know?
There are some things that I don't.
Oh my God!
And now I think of Rumsfeld talking about known knowns and unknown knowns.
Yeah, but
And
that's
unknown
retarded what you're
unknowns.
saying, though. We're talking about the subject of the Most High. I believe in the Most High. I can substantiate that, right?
Very good.
There's nothing that's not belief, though.
Yeah. Did you substantiate it with Jay Dryer? Did you substantiate it with him? Because I saw you get destroyed.
Well, the subject that me and Jay Dyer was talking about was not about the belief in God. It was about, is Jesus God? And that's not in the Bible.
My apologies. They came in at the same time and I only saw the one. Mr. Tom Carpenter did send in the $50 as well at the exact same time as Spin. I apologize. My deepest apologies. He says, hotter than a $2 pistol. Here's $50. So I will apply that towards the next goal. So you're actually with the 20 and then also with the 50, you guys only owe 3 towards the next goal. So just know that. I know it said it says 0 out of 10, but we all will know you only owe 3 out of 10. You're already 7 up. All right.
I'd bring up another person, but I'm not going to make Sarah mad because it doesn't need to be said. But there's been plenty of people I've seen you get destroyed by, Kath. Not to mention my own belief in Christianity, where you tell your people that white people are going to be enslaved by black
Not
people in
just white
heaven.
people, no,
God's a racist.
That's not true.
And then Jesus is coming back to enslave white people.
That's not true.
Ben, are you wanting to
You
use
said
your
that.
$50 to bring up Andrew? Okay.
Yeah, that's not true. We don't just say white people, African people, Chinese people, Arabs. It ain't just white people.
What makes you think that God's a racist?
The mixed babies too.
Well, does the Bible? So I'll ask you a question. Does the Bible say?
Don't answer my question. Don't give me a question with a question. Answer my question.
Can you repeat your question, please?
What
The Bible
makes
does
you
say
think
that the
God
Hebrews
is a
are
racist?
God's chosen people.
Okay, no
The Bible
problem.
does say the Hebrews are God's chosen people.
Yeah, when God says that He chose the children of Israel to be above all other people, He did pick a people to be superior. That is racism. When someone is racist, they believe that their race is superior to others. So God
So
chose.
you just disregard everything Jesus Christ said.
Well, we can get into that, but before we get into that, when you asked me about God,
Right,
God
I didn't mean to cut you off. I just had to
but
say
what I'm
that.
asking you, so you didn't want me to ask you a question, so I'm
It seems
answering
like
your
you're arguing
question.
against Jewish beliefs, though, because Christians have their own kind of
Well,
interpretation of the New Covenant, right?
when it comes to Christians have something called replacement theology, where they believe that the church replaced the Israelites. Because Christ said, right, so Christ said, I'm only sent unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. He never said he was sent to everybody. In the New Testament, it says that In Hebrews 8:8, it says the New Testament is for the children of Israel and the children of Judah. So there's no verse in the Bible that says that it's for everybody.
John 3:16, whomever shall believe, bud. Whomever. And then let's look at the apostles. Why would the apostles go to every corner of the known world at that time to spread Christ's message if it didn't apply to everybody? Why would they go and subject themselves to horrific deaths for a belief that they didn't believe in?
That's if you believe in Jesus and the New Testament.
So I'll answer that. That's a good question. John 3:16 that you quoted before you get to whosoever, it says, "For God so loved the world." And most people believe that the world means everybody. But Christ also said in John 17:9, "I pray for them, I pray not for the world." So there's a people he pray for, and there's a world that he does not pray for. 1 John 2:15 says, "Love not the world, neither the things in the world." So you can't use the word world to encompass everybody. The word world has to have a context. Then you said, why would the disciples go? Because Christ told them to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. You and I would hope you would agree that the children of Israel were scattered to the four corners. That's what James 1:1 says, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. He says that, correct, Adam?
Yeah, it just says that.
Okay, so if it says to the 12 tribes,
but it doesn't imply that the new covenant makes everyone that believes in Christ's sacrifice through his death the new Israelites.
If I write a letter to Sarah and I say this letter is to Sarah, and then you grab that letter, Adam, and you hear of all the good things in that letter and says, no, this ain't just for Sarah, this is for me too. Is it true or false that my letter was written only to Sarah?
They're not the same thing, dude.
Well, if James says to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, you can't make that be about Africans, because it's not to Africans. It's to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. So if an African picks up this letter from James and says, man, this is great and wonderful, I think this is for me too, James is going to say, I never wrote that for you. I wrote that to the 12 tribes. So the Africans, they're reading something that's a lie. Right?
Okay. No.
I have a question.
Listen, the new covenant washes away the old, and the new covenant brings.
That's a good argument, though.
You know,
wait. When you say
if someone doesn't believe in the new covenant, though, if someone doesn't believe in the New Testament and doesn't believe in Jesus and all that, then that's.
But you bring
that doesn't matter.
Hold on, Andrew had a question. Let me ask his question.
Yeah, specifically about what he's saying, that the new covenant wipes away the old covenant. What about whoever eats my flesh will have eternal life? That's like the main point. That's the main point of Christianity. Whoever eats my flesh and drinks my flesh will have eternal life.
What I'll try to do is give a.
Thank you, Andrew.
What I'll try to do is give a simple answer. It says in the American Constitution, it says all men are created equal. When that's written, there's an audience that is written to. We know that it's not written to Native Indians or Black people because we were still enslaved. So the all men are created equal is to the men that it was written to. So when it says whosoever that believeth him, and even the verse that Andrew quoted, that's still the audience to who Christ wrote to and who Christ spoke to. Christ didn't lie. So when Christ said, I'm not sent to the lost, I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel, unless you're going to show me the house of Israel is gathered, then you're either saying Christ lied or you're lying. But it cannot be both.
Which book did Jesus write?
Well, no. Okay, I'm gonna answer it, but in a broad way. From Genesis, when you got the first 5 books that's attributed to Moses, he didn't write nothing. Ezekiel didn't write. Jeremiah didn't write. They all had scribes that would write their records. So
Moses
Christ didn't have to write anything down. His disciples or his scribes would write down the works. But you're kind of windmilling off of the statement. If Christ said, I am not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, is that true or false? I'm asking. Is that true or false?
We don't know who you're talking to.
I'm asking to the whole panel, to anyone that believe that.
That's why I was
he's
asking.
asking the Christians.
Yeah, to any Christian, when Christ said, "I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel," is that true or false?
Yeah, it's
Maybe,
true.
yeah.
Like you said, he's talking about anyone that's accepting him, and this is the new. Covenant.
No, you're not being
it's like
honest.
whoever-
Now you're lying.
Whoever
Just as he gave
eats my flesh and drinks my blood will have eternal
But
life.
you're
There's
lying, though.
And the Pharisees even push back on him, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And he doubled down. He's like, "No, you heard what I said. This is what I said. You must
but when
eat
you're
my
talk-
flesh and drink my blood, otherwise you will not have eternal life."
But
He's
what
nailed
they
one-
push back, but to Andrew, what they push back on is not understanding what "eat my flesh and drink my blood" means. That's John the 6th chapter that you talk about. Even the disciples didn't understand that. When
Yeah,
Christ
he
said,
has
"You
to
must
take in
eat,"
his word and live like he's living.
Just
That's
let-
what it
if I
means.
could just
Communion.
respond.
Go ahead.
when he said, "Eat my flesh and drink my blood," all of the disciples left him except the 12, because he said, "It's the spirit that profiteth." Excuse me, it's the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profited nothing. He wasn't talking about his literal body, but you're windmilling off the question. The question is, if Christ said, "I'm not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel," is that true or is that a lie?
Look at where Jesus went to.
Can
He
y'all
went to
answer
lost-
my
I'm
question?
explaining. I'm
Wait,
answering it.
can you at least do a yes or no first and then expound?
Yes,
please.
It's not a lie. Yes, he said that. But when he's talking about the lost sheep, he's talking about the people that he spent the most time with. That's who he went to. He went to the damaged people. He went. That's who he spent all his time
Israel
with.
is a
He didn't go
people,
to he didn't go to the Pharisees and spend time with them.
That's not true.
He saw them, but it wasn't his main group that he was around. The people
Israel-
he surrounded
but-
himself with were the sick, were the people that needed him. That's what he's saying. These are
This is the epitome.
people of Israel. We saw him do it. He didn't specifically go to black. He crossed borders on purpose to the people that needed him. The
Well,
woman at
Christ
the well
never-
that was bleeding. This was unheard of to help this person. He helped her. He touched people that had leprosy. He did these things. This is what he was talking about. He wasn't
Perform
being
miracles.
racist.
Dead people.
He wasn't like he wasn't
In
pointing
Israel,
a
it was a
single
sin
race.
to touch a dead person. Just so you know.
This is so sad.
No,
What do you
what's
think he
sad-
was
He
saying?
said this
What
and
is
what's
he
sad is
also
that you
gave the keys. He also gave the keys to the kingdom to Peter, correct? To
Yes.
Zariah?
Yes.
Okay, so if he did that, right, and then Peter comes along later and then says also the Gentiles too, where's the problem?
Okay, thank you. The word Gentile just means nation. That's what it means.
The nations,
my
yes.
God.
Gotcha.
And
Other nations then.
Yeah.
Israel is a Gentile.
It didn't mean white people.
Outside of Israel, other
You know,
nations.
when y'all,
Gentiles, there you go.
listen, you know what's crazy? Y'all be so fixated on white people, but when I said he ain't coming,
We're not talking about just white people. We're talking about all
that was
people.
a joke.
Yeah, it's
that
for
was
all
a
people.
joke.
Let me know when I can. Let me
from
know.
the
I know y'all
poor
get
guy.
touchy on these subjects. Let me know when I can
The-
finish. God don't like Africans either, so I'm not going to mention white people, so y'all can get out your panties. God don't
that
like.
wasn't the Christians, man.
Let me
You're getting in
finish,
your
man.
panties. This is the
God
funny part
don't
about
like. God don't like Africans either. They're gonna go in chains and slavery too. So I'm not gonna say white people because y'all be in your panties. So now, when Christ said, "I am not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel," Hebrews 8:8 in the New Testament also says the New Testament is for the house of Israel and the house of Judah. So when you bring up terms like Gentiles, the Israelites were scattered into other nations, correct, Clay?
Yeah, and those nations were nations among themselves.
Wait,
Yes,
but
those were
so
other nations.
So
Yeah.
as the Israelites are scattered into those other nations, they would become citizens in those other nations. They would keep the customs of those nations. And if they
Interesting,
repent as Israelites in those nations, that's who he's going to gather. That's why
And-
James 1, let me just finish.
Repent
That's why
and-
James 1:1, when James 1:1 says to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, his letter, you read the book of James, Clay?
I've read the whole Bible through and through, man.
So, well, I'm specific about the book of James. Have you read that?
Sure.
That letter, was it written to Africans?
James wrote it specifically. James wrote that to those people. You are
He
correct.
wrote to Israel. He wrote to Israelites, right?
Correct. You are correct.
So he didn't write to Africans, right?
He wrote it to them. Yes.
I'm asking. Thank
No
you. I'm glad
problem
you're.
with that.
So now we're eliminating them. Peter, when Peter wrote his letter, he wrote it to the strangers scattered, right?
Specific people. Yes.
No, well, it says strangers, and then it
Specific
says
peoples. Yes.
it says the elect according to the foreknowledge. So my question to you: who was elected to God?
Elected? What do you mean
Yes.
elected?
Well, that's what First Peter's 1:1 said. I know you don't read. You said you read the Bible, but I would
Peter
have to argue that.
Just why don't, instead of berating him, why don't you just answer the question instead of
I'm
being
not-
a jerk off about
That's a
it?
lie. I'm not berating him. I'm walking with him. He said he read
No,
the
you're not.
Bible. I
Because
thought
you
he
didn't know
Allow
one thing. You started
me-
going down the line.
Allow
thought
me
he
letters
to,
everywhere.
pardon me for just a
Elected
moment.
from-
Allow me to interrupt, gentlemen. I'm officially shutting down on the Raging Tomato side over on YouTube, Twitch, X, Insta,
I'm
Kick,
probably gonna roll
whatever.
with a bit.
And we're moving over to the Gauntlet. If you want to continue watching, you should be able to catch the raid. Head on over to the Gauntlet at the Gauntlet Debate, and we will continue from there. Okay. Just follow the raid or head on over in the link. Go ahead. Back to you.
What I was saying was when you read First Peter's 1:1,